Salutations, friends. Welcome. So, holy moly, I just looked up and saw it's 70 comments already started. So, Grumpy Grunt, composte to you as well. What's going on, everybody? Gone Awry channel member, Grumpy Grunt channel member, Dang Ross channel member. Yes, Marty does sucks. Nope. Maddie is having a party without us tonight. He told me he got invited to a really awesome party. I'm talking to him right now, actually, and he's saying that he's having a lot of fun without us. So, that's all right. Gary, if you want to come up, let me know. Bama Ninja, how you doing? Crispy, I have a admission to share with you all today. Mr. Critter assaulted and battered a very well-made medium rare ribeye and asparagus. That is all. Well, your belly's going to be full and your piss is going to be stinky. Space drugs. Sorry. Took me a second to read that one. It's weird doing this solo for the first time in a while. Yes, be up, Jason Brown. But Iggy Smalls, what's going on? Channel member, good to see you hanging out tonight, Iggy. Marcos, be up, hello, brother Jason Brown, and welcome forever. I did see one comment before I started, and I already replied back to Iggy. But I will be highlighting it here and call myself out here in just a moment. But I hope everyone is having a good Saturday. Enjoyed your granddaughter all weekend. That's awesome. I already know the answer, but that's my next stage of evolution, is becoming a grandfather eventually. Now, I'm not ready for my daughter to have children, but I do enjoy the thought of becoming a grandfather at some point. There it is. Did anyone get their said faction stickers yet? So, it's just a laundry list of excuses. Some have gone out, and then I went and got envelopes to mail them out, and I can't freaking find the envelopes, so I had to go back and get more envelopes. And then guess what? All the stamps that I had, those apparently got used to mail thank you cards for Christmas. So I don't even have stamps now, and it's just one thing after another. But hold the phones, folks. We happen to have a guest coming in as we speak, and that guest is Joe.
Hey there.
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you doing? How you feeling?
Doing good. Feeling a lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let me guess, you got some good chicken noodle soup and some ginger ale in you?
You cursed me with that.
Oh, well, good to see you, man. Good to see you. And if I'm not certain or mistaken, certain Mr. Herpes should be joining us before too long as well.
Nice.
So, 7-year-old granddaughter. That's got to be just absolutely amazingly fun. But yes, I was just giving myself shit for not getting my portion of the said faction stickers. Apparently, I partner with Marty, and I start sucking as well. So,
there's your mistake right there.
But they will be coming. Goondogs, what up? Yeah, that is a good age. I'll bet, man. Seriously, I look forward to becoming a grandpa. I hope my daughter decides to have at least a child one day. Gonzo, what's going on, brother? Oh, yeah, then Iggy, yours definitely was in the mail, and you probably just missed it. I'll get another one out to you in due time. I need to, but you suspected that you wouldn't, Gary. Now I'm sending you 4 just for that.
He's just gonna throw him on the ground.
He's just going to throw him on the ground. All right, let's see who else is in the house. Hey, El Cap, what's going on? Wu-Tang. Gone awry. Metal Complex is doing a sub boost for Let's Do It Up. If you haven't checked him out, he's cool. Metal Complex? I've heard of him. Are you saying that Let's Do It Up is cool, or are you saying Metal Complex is cool? I don't know. Either way, I will definitely check him out. Not Metal Complex. That guy's a goof. But anywho, Dave, what up? Yosu to you, sir. Hope you're doing good. I see Carco's name. There's Carco. What's going on? Javon, what up? I will join you, Stevie. Okay. Shane, if you want to come on. I've thrown the invite out to a couple people. And, I got room for a bunch. It's been a while since we've had a shit ton of people on. Let's get weird tonight, folks. So, Joe, anything new in the world of leather you want to tell us about?
Right now, still waiting on hardware to come in. Hopefully next week that'll be in. There'll be a lot of slip drops on the website. Working on several right now, waiting on clips to come in. So it's just a matter of time right now.
I bet people are jonesing for their clip slips.
Yeah. Got the hoodie string keepers listed on the website.
Oh, nice.
The
I was excited when I got mine to put them on my hoodie until I realized I already yeeted my string because I hate that they come undone. So when I finally got, I was like, yes. And this is the only hoodie I have right now.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to get another.
I never use the strings, but I hate when the strings come out. So,
Shane, why won't you pop up in Instagram? But those are listed and live on the site, yeah?
Those are listed and live. Let's see. Listed the little Tabasco slips the other day. I got a new batch of those. It's black and green marbled leather.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Got a little key ring thing there.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I got mine. Mine rides in my truck with me.
Comes in handy.
It does. And I've gone out and bought. Where are they? I've gone out and bought probably. I think I bought like a box full of these, so when because I actually did try to refill them a couple times, and you get like a syringe, and then Shane, I can't find you on Instagram. Oh no, there you are, Shane. Dude, if that's not you, then I'm just gonna message some random person named Shane and send him a link and see if he comes on.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, I don't know. But Shane, message me so you come up fresh. But let's see who else is here. So you got new Tabasco. Yep. I think that was one of the very first things I ordered from you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as soon as you dropped those, I knew I had to have one.
Yeah.
You beg Maddie not to come on? What's up, Terry? How's it going? I'm so far behind. That happens. Oh, Cable Guy, new channel member. What? All right. Well, as you know, last night we established number 50 is for new channel members. That doesn't seem worthy. At least 2. All right, there's Shane, who's now unsubbed, apparently. There you go, asshole.
Illuminati gifted a membership.
What? Holy moly.
Gonzo is gifted a membership.
Nice, Gonzo! I didn't see that until just now, but holy moly, I really got to catch up here. Thank you, Bluminati. And Bluminati has his own club, the number 52 club. There you go, Johnny. Stephen Wallace. Hello, sir. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of a... Hey, Semperfi EDC guy. What's up, Vince? By the way, Vince will be doing the drawing for his charity raffle for the Hunter 7 Foundation tomorrow. I think the time is still to be determined. Freaking Joe, too? This is egregious. Hey, that's what happens.
See who the referents are.
Maddie, go live from your cocktail party that you're at. I was telling everybody, they asked where you were, and I let them know you're at your party having a blast without us. Just Maddie's walking around mingling with everyone. I made the mistake of sending Metal Complex a few knives 10 weeks ago. I haven't heard a word from him. Yeah, I haven't said anything about that, but yeah, that sucks, Steve. What's up, Dark Gravity? How you doing tonight, brother? Tell us about the best leather company of all. Oh, Maddie. Marty sucks.
I feel like a party with Marty. It isn't like drinks. It's just like everybody with little hot dogs.
Right. And Maddie going, you gonna finish that? Javon, I saw that you messaged me. I haven't had a chance to check it. So many messages came in. That happens. I'm sure anyone who does a live stream understands. It's like right before you go live is when everybody starts messaging you. It's like, oh man. Hey,
look at that guy.
It's the highway accident.
Highway accident.
Oh. What's going on, Shane? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling very rested.
Yeah?
Yeah, I missed all of said faction.
You were there for a minute.
I remember being in there, but I don't remember anything. I remember getting really frustrated. It seemed like we talked for 2 hours about how to make somebody a mod. And then I woke up. Yeah. You guys didn't make fun of me, did you?
No, we would never do that.
No. Why would we do that?
I'm still experimenting with dosage, apparently.
Yeah. Carco, I didn't know Emler was your cousin. He's definitely not. And, yeah. Is it because we both have beards? Also, Carco, whoops, that was a premature. Thank you, Carco. Channel member.
Doesn't Emerald live tonight?
Doesn't he go live like 5 times a week?
Something like that. Well, he needs the money.
Goondocks, I wear them until I, got holes in the bands, and then I get a new one. I usually only have I'm sure I have other hoodies. I just gotta look. But this is one, the Lynch Northwest one, they use Carhartts, and these ones are almost a little, too good. These are going to last forever, but they're also a little thick. I'm probably going to be sweating here before I know it.
I got a Carhartt sweatshirt tonight myself.
Oh, look at you!
Just surprised you're wearing a shirt.
Yeah. If it gets warm, I won't. If it gets warm, I won't be. In all fairness, though, Joe, every vision I have of you is naked in a beanbag. So
I'm glad I've gifted that to you.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm just seeing Gary's 6 months channel member. Get lost, Maddie. You better not show up. Now, in fact, maybe if he's just going to keep showing up saying stuff like this, you know what? Put user in timeout. Okay. Enjoy your party, Marty.
Stevie, did you ever hear from your sister last night?
Oh, okay. So, funny story. I called her, and I called her just a couple hours ago. I finally reached out, and I'm like, maybe she is pissed because it's not like her to not call me back. And, hello? I'm like, hey, what's up, sis? Hey, like, sorry about last night. And she's like, huh? And I was like, oh, that was you on the live stream, right? She's like, oh God, what did I say? No, she was partying at home, and it had come on the TV, so they just started. She had no clue that we put her in timeout, or she was put in timeout. But I said we wanted you to come back and tell embarrassing stories, and she's like, so she might pop in tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, don't boot Laurie Joe if she shows up.
Yeah. If anyone named Laurie Joe shows up and starts talking shit, let her go. That's my little sister. Last night, I appreciate everyone coming, but she was like, this isn't funny, or you guys aren't funny, or this is boring, or some shit. And like 4 or 5 people timed her out. It was hilarious. Hey, look at this. It is getting weird up in here. What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on?
That pretty sumbitch.
Oh, look, Shane's Maddie tonight with his wee little facial hair. Aw.
Hey, at least I can fit mine in a whole can of Stevie's beard balm.
Yeah, I like that he doesn't take a smear. He just rubs it on his beard.
Just rub the can over my beard and then comb through it.
Hey, it works.
Works really well.
Oh, that's so awesome, dude.
Oh.
I can grow a full beard. I just can't stand the feeling of it in here. That beard drives me crazy, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I mean, what's the thickest beard you've ever had? Like,
I've only been able to make it like 3 months, so it was never really a legit beard.
You gotta commit, man.
Yeah, once you get past the itchy stage, you're usually good.
Yep. And that short phase, it can be a little rough for sure. But using beard care really does help get past that. But then once you break that 4 or 5 months growth.
Yeah. Well, the other issue is all the rest of my facial hair is white. So yeah, but I mean, it just don't. It doesn't look like I'm filling in at all because it's all solid white. As you can see, the edges. This is the only brown left in my beard is this patch right here.
I would give anything for my ginger bullshit to go away. I want it to all be gray. It's horrible.
Somebody was saying that you look like Pocket Metal without a hat.
Yeah, Vince has been spreading that rumor that me, Scuba Steve, and Pocket Metal are triplets.
3 of the most different personalities.
Who again? Jay, Pocket Metal, and who?
Steve, Scuba Steve.
Oh.
Have you never seen the great Blade Show Battle of the Blade Show? Battle of the Blade Show?
Ask Vince for it. Vince has a copy of it. If Stevie doesn't.
Yeah. 8:46. Okay, 9 minutes. That's not too bad.
Jake is rounder. That's fucked up.
Perfect. He's not here, so Perfect timing. There you go, Maddie. Thank you. Ah, Jeffries. Look at that. Marty sucks.
Joe, how long has it been since you cut yours? I mean, I know you probably trim it every once in a while, maybe on like the sides, but like haven't cut it off. How long has it been?
Since I've been clean shaven, it's probably been, I don't know, better than 3 years.
Has it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine will be 3 years in May.
Yeah.
No, and I was clean shaven because of COVID and everything else. So,
What did COVID have to do with facial hair?
where my stepdaughter had really bad asthma, and I was the only person leaving the house, so I wanted to wear a mask that fit really tightly, and then I brought COVID home, so it didn't work anyways. So,
Blazeburger, what's up, dude? How you doing tonight?
apparently, what he thinks of you, Stevie.
Did you see
Thank
Scott
you.
Ian's comment, Stevie?
No, not yet.
Oh, he said that's also how Shane wipes his backside. He just rubs the roll against the crack.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah, I've had some form of facial hair for the past basically 30 years. I went clean shaven to kind of shock everybody when I showed up at the company that I worked for, our national meeting. That was 2018 that I took everything off except for the soul patch. I always kept at least a soul patch.
You're one of those that you look like a different person. Like in the
Totally.
pictures you posted, like I'm like, no. Like,
Yep.
My stepdaughters, and they said whenever I shave mine, I look like a baby pedophile. Like I have a real baby face, and they were creeped out by it. I was like, I mean,
Big or small.
I'm thinking about growing mine out because I'm starting to get, as I'm getting old, I'm getting that turkey neck, all that loose skin.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a nice thing. It covers my double chins.
Yeah.
That was my dad. My dad always had a beard or a goatee. And then probably 25 years ago, he decided to just go with a mustache, and he realized he had two chins and never again.
Yeah.
Like he'll never shave it off again.
It's happened to a lot of people. So I only as I think Movember, I did that one time 10 years ago where I shaved just a mustache. But my mustache actually, not so much nowadays, but was the only thing that stayed blonde for the longest.
Really?
I was a towhead, super blonde until I got older, and then it turned brown and then gray. But only my mustache would grow blonde, and it would look really weird. So I did just rock the goatee only, without the mustache for the better part of 20 years. That's what I had, with some sort of facial on the side, kept relatively short, with periods of growing. This isn't the longest beard I've ever had.
This is
really?
my first mustache. I don't know if you guys remember, 3 months ago, I just had the goatee.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I could grow a mustache until I let it go. And it was very uncomfortable at first, but now that it's gotten good, I've actually had to cut it back off my lip a couple of times, but it came in pretty good, I think.
Yeah, looking good.
It still won't connect, though.
I have a buddy that has bald patch circles on his cheeks.
Yeah.
He tries to grow a beard, and it's weird. He'll grow hair above it, and just dead center he has bald patches.
As long as I
He's
squish
also
them out, it
he's
looks
1/516th Choctaw Indian also, so that's what he blames it on.
That's funny. That's what I have, some weird, very small, low percentage of Choctaw Indian too.
Really? True story. The
And
blood
then
quorum stuff.
Yeah, and then I meet rented.
The blood quorum stuff is one of the most racist fucking things ever invented to breed out Native Americans in the United States.
Yeah,
what?
People will be like, "Oh, I'm a quarter Native American." Be like,
right.
"You're Native American." Don't
Right.
have a percentage on it because that's what the government did, so they could take away benefits for Native American tribal members.
That happens.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink it.
Fucking Vince.
Gary, I just sent you the link. Don't go. You should come on.
Yeah, I didn't know that Native Americans were actually Mongolians until just a couple of years ago.
Came across the
Bering Strait.
Yeah, they're DEA. They're actually from Mongolia, and they came across the Bering Strait. Yeah.
And you had a bunch that came from South America also.
Made in America shirt.
Yeah, but most of those were mixed with the Spanish, once they discovered the Americas.
Mimo!
One Alabama knife hobbit line.
All right. Let's see here. I am. Put Laura in timeout. Got it. Who's Laura? No, Lori. Damn it, Vince. Did I not trust you? A little female.
Did you really just ask that?
Vince. Jared helped me stage one of the most hilarious coups last week in one of our groups. I was laughing so hard with Jared on that. Vince definitely gets separation anxiety when he doesn't have a wrench.
Oh yeah. So Shane, are you want to do a 1 month challenge?
I think I can do it.
It's one of those. It depends on the knife. I did one with the hell's that thing called? The horse cock. What the hell's that called?
Oh, the Norseman.
Norseman. Good God. Love that knife. Got real tired of it real fast.
Yeah.
Like, those 640, I'm still okay with it. It's solid.
I've gone a couple of weeks at a time already, just with a Manix or just with. I think
like one of those. Like before, I wasn't into getting more knives. I carried the same knife for 2 years. So I mean, didn't think about it then.
Yeah, I carried a CRKT M16 for 8 years.
I was going through some pictures last night, and one of them. You guys probably didn't notice, but for a 3-year jump, my only knife pictures was my Manix 2.
Oh, really?
That's the only knife I carried for I don't know how long. And then it was my Rat 1 for well over a year.
It's I had some assisted Camelus or whatever knife that I got at Walmart, and in early 2021, we took a trip up to Eureka Springs, and while we were there, I needed to make some kindling. And so I'm sitting there using that crappy knife, and it just wasn't working worth a damn. So when I came home, I bought a different knife, which, why not buy a fixed blade or something like that? But I bought the CRKT Tag 2 or whatever button lock. That's the first over $20 knife I ever bought. And then from there, it kind of snowballed. And that knife is the only knife my wife likes to use, and it stays downstairs, and it's her box opener. I don't know why. It's just the one she enjoys using.
I got my first Rat 1 a couple of days ago.
Oh, really? I've never had a Rat 1. I've had a Rat 2.
No doubt in my mind that I could get by the rest of my life just with that knife.
Shane, you made a really good point. A really good point in that video, or in our conversation. Why have we forgot when people ask what's the best knife under $30 or under $40? Why does the Rat? It doesn't seem like the Rat gets brought up very much, and that's still hands down got to be one of the greatest knives of all time.
Yeah.
It's I usually just, when people ask, I'll say the Penguin or something like that is normally what I instantly think of.
Penguin is solid. So
that's getting that Rat 1 is the reason why I went back and pulled up Outpost 76 edge retention chart, because according to Gerald, I'm the only person that can still access it. People message him every day because it's corrupted. You can't open it. I can still access it. So I posted all the fine edge cutting test results and the working edge cutting test results. The Rat's what reminded me of that. When you go look, dude, that Rat cut over 300 feet. Cut over 300 feet with all safe. I mean, that's right up there with most 20 CV. It's more than the D2s, way more than Chinese D2. So it just makes you wonder why we forgot about it. Now we talk about OS 8 like it's not any good.
Again, this knife is 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
It's been Pacific Northwest weather. There's not a rust spot on it. This is the OS 8.
Yeah.
I have the edge on it. When I first really learned how to sharpen, this is what before that I was just pulling on a pull-through ceramic kitchen, same one that I was sharpening my kitchen knives with. So the edge on it definitely needs to be tuned up, and I don't carry this as much anymore. But what's funny is 2 years in a row, when Stacy's gone on her girls' night camping, she's like, "Hey, I need a knife," and I'm like, "Which one do you want to?" There's certain ones I won't allow, but I open up the knife case. She goes through them all. She always goes for the rat. So I think that this is rat's a good one. And then
Let me grab mine.
I'm something of a knife modder myself. The very first time I ever messed around with etching a blade and stonewashing a blade was this.
I remember you and I talking about that because I did the exact same thing.
Yep. And then it was like, when you're like, "Yeah, me too."
Yeah.
That was like one of the first conversations we had.
Yeah, it was, because I think we were talking about the smock, because I did an acid edge on my smock, and you'd asked about it or something, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not good at it, but I've done it twice now."
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sending that off.
Yeah.
I got 2 knives in one day, and one of them is my Magna-Cut Mordax.
Nice.
Which I'm very proud of. But strangely, the knife that has gotten the most attention out of the 2 has been the $30 rat. And I think it's just because after spending the money for both, when I realized that the cutting edge is what's important on a knife, and there's actually zero difference between these 2. But this one cost almost 10 times what this one did. 10 times. And it's not that I like this one more. Of course, this is more refined. But the fact that you can get this for $30 and it does the exact same job this does, just kind of reminded me of where I'm from and where I started.
Yeah.
So, Mimo, that is actually a pretty decent comparison, really. Rat 1 is definitely bigger. 2 totally different knives, but not a bad comparison, actually.
Yeah.
But where did I just see?
I don't know if I can pull it off on camera, but
Yeah, Scott's here.
I have Rat 1. Never had a problem. Yeah. I just saw. Oh, there it is. Yes,
that action, perfect body flick.
The thwack that. This is the knife that I was carrying. I don't remember who I saw do it on a video, but I saw them do a middle finger flick from the thumb stud for the first time. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And ever since then, that's my. I like flicking from a thumb stud more than a hole.
Yeah.
I've gone through
because I can't feel it so good. But look at that. What more do you need? You can thumb flick it. You can spotty flick it. It's got a very nice thin ground blade.
And how I came across this was, I think in Amazon, I literally just typed pocket knife.
Yeah.
And filtered with like best ratings, and this is what showed up. And it was actually this was going to be a present for my brother-in-law, but for Christmas, he's from Canada, and he's like, dude, don't. They're like, don't get him a knife. He can't bring it back. And so I opened it up, and I was like, oh, this is actually a really nice knife. And so it became mine. I've gone through 2 pocket clips on it. And you can still see the wear and tear on it. But yeah, rats are nice.
I know Kyle's over there modding for Neve, so he's not here to attack.
Cunty Kyle Kunal.
Yeah, but after checking out his petrified fish for $40, it is not a better knife than this. It does have drop shot action. Its own.
Yeah, I want to get one shot.
Yeah, I could easily go 30 days or a year with that knife if I had to. As long as it ain't no damn slip joint.
It's awful shame.
You know, Joe, why I dislike slip joints, though?
Nice.
No, why?
Because the tips of my fingers don't work very. I can't open them.
Well, you got fingernails.
Barely.
That's all you need.
That is all you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vince, you're yucky. Shut up. Give me my roses.
Vince, that's a really great plug for tonight's giveaway. Petrified fish is yucky. And I happen to be giving one away.
Which is the worst knife name? Petrified fish or tuna fire?
Tuna fire, for sure. But in a little bit, I'll be giving away the beluga full size.
Oh, the full size?
Yeah, not.
That's the only. I have the mini. That was the only petrified fish I have.
I ended up getting this. This was the only thing that came in my 3-month knife nerd box, and it's not a bad knife. It's just nothing that's going to stay in my collection. So I figured I would give this mofo away tonight. So it comes with a great endorsement from Vince, Semperfi EDC guy.
It's yucky.
Ew. Stevie's areas. Throw it on the ground. What are you guys thinking of the 0640?
Ooh,
What are you thinking of it?
Yeah, absolutely loving it, man. I need to tear it down again, give it a good cleaning.
Hard trout. Can I Spidey flick the beluga? Yes. Well, yeah.
I put one of them fake studs on my mini.
Yeah.
Just because I bought a pack and it was like one of the only knives it would fit on. So.
Yep.
Oh, this is completely random. So the barber, I was sitting there at work, not at work, on the couch the other day, and I had a stray bald guy hair, like one that I missed shaving. Dude, barber, like not even gonna lie, this thing was instantly just. I might have a little slight cut right here from trying it in a different spot, also, but still, like this thing is.
Vance, don't be palling around with CPM. He's a straight up communist.
Jake, you said you were sending off the barber. What are you doing with it?
I'm gonna send it to Dave up at American Edge in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have him do. Since I've been selling knives, I have a little bit of funds for like $120 total. I'm gonna have him bronze the scales, and then it's gonna be kind of like an antique bronze, and then clip, backspacer, and pivot collars. He's going to do. He has this like antique, like 5-layer antiqued like teal that he does, and then I'm gonna have him like dark acid stone wash the blade also. So I'd rather have a stone wash blade on it too. But
nice.
And it's for all the anno work, everything, and shipping. It's $120. So.
Oh yeah, Crispy. I meant to tell you that it was that was you that I was talking to during Knife Owl about it, and I meant to tell you that it posted. So yeah, it's the launch 15. I have it sitting out in the garage, or do I? Yeah, I have it still sitting out in the garage. I like it. I like it as far as autos go. I got a CRKT in my back there. Oh, and your... Yeah, I think... Did you get multiple things, Iggy? I think Maddie got that in a couple of things. And then... the only thing that showed up in mine was the petrified fish. But the peeler is nice. You could always send it to Billy Boy and have him. My peeler has been billified.
Did I ever tell you why I quit carrying my peeler?
No, Shane, you never told me that story.
Well, my last job, we had a mechanic that worked there that I actually sharpened his knives for him. So I just recently sharpened his bare knuckle, and he came in that Friday to get his paycheck. I was responsible for writing his paycheck, but I wasn't responsible for deciding how much money he made. And he had really, really been slacking on the amount of work he was putting out. So I took his tickets and I added them up and I wrote him his check. It was like $240 for the entire week. And dude, he flipped out, stood up and pulled that bare knuckle out and opened it and told me that he was going to effing kill me. And I immediately thought, what do I have in my pocket? And it was my peeler. And I didn't even take it out. I just risked it. I thought, I'll just punch him. I'm not taking this peeler out of my pocket. All said and done, he didn't stab me. He did lose his job and go to jail and all this stuff. But I decided that day that I'm no longer going to carry a short little stubby hipster knife. Yeah. And in his defense, he was in the hospital within a couple of months of that. He had a stroke. Apparently, he had some bad clogged arteries, and it was robbing his brain of blood flow, and that's why he flipped out and went crazy on me. But
if you'd have hit him, there'd have been a lot of blood flow.
Yeah. It was actually my secretary is what stopped it. She came running in there screaming, just screaming bloody murder at him. And I could kind of see the switch flip, like he was like, what am I doing? And he just backed up out of the office. But I ain't gonna lie, it was I believed him. I mean, I took him for his word. If he got a step closer, he was going to have to cut me to pieces because I wasn't going to stand there and let it happen. But that peeler was not coming out of my pocket. So that's when I started carrying 3.5 inch, 4 inch bladed knives.
You threw it at him.
Yeah.
You see Steve's comment there, Joe?
I do. I definitely can, Steven.
And I saw Marco's too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Stevie and them that I was going to come on with a mask on so people and act like I didn't know anything about it. And all my herpes that I have on my face, and that's why I haven't been around.
What was funny about it is that wasn't scripted at all.
Oh no!
As soon as Ed brought it up, I just went with it, and then Maddie, if you watch that clip that I sent, Maddie's like actually like he's like, really selling it, and we just both. And so, and then people were like, "Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that."
So I told y'all, my wife was like, "That's the best time to talk shit when somebody's not there to defend themselves." Yeah. Like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. Nice, good." And then I told you, I was like, "Man, I should put some like herpes." I was like, "But I have facial hair. Like, how the hell I don't know how to do that." I think one of the things that got me about that thing was initially Matt goes, "Because he's a bitch."
Yeah, because he's a bitch.
It's like, damn. It's like, that's not nice.
Can you imagine how much it would have sucked to get that up?
Fuck off.
Can you imagine how much it would have sucked to get carved up with a knife that you sharpened?
That would suck.
Yeah. I thought actually went through my head standing there. I was like, I know it's sharp. That's just sharp.
What up, Kenneth McClenny of the Clan McClenny? I'd use a peeler like a ninja sword. Yeah, I think Bama coming at you with anything is dangerous.
Yeah.
He makes all of his attackers sign a full legal release. Stop. Oh,
Marcos. No, Marcos. I didn't meet up with any tweakers recently, at least.
It's funny too because everybody asked me if I had my pistol on me that day, and I didn't. It was in the truck, but I've thought about that many times because I could have brought it in the office. There wasn't a policy against it, but and then I also think to myself, what if I had it on me? You know?
What are you gonna do?
Well,
Shoot
I
him?
mean, there's a good chance in that situation. I mean, he was threatening my life, and I believed him. I very well could have dropped him right there, but I get to thinking, man, that's grandkids losing their grandpa, children losing their dad over a brief moment of insanity created by lack of blood flow to his brain. So I'm really glad I didn't have it on me that day.
As you can see there, Brandon, down in the lower left corner, that's Mr. Jack's lungs. If you don't know, you should. I happen to have, I'll share the screen here for a minute. Since you happen to have 50% of EDC Roundtable on screen right now, how about I pull up EDC Roundtable?
I would say a quarter of it on the screen doesn't have products posted, but yeah.
I happen to have my page up because I was going to talk about. I just dropped today the Satisfaction Special Edition Cherry Scent Balm and Oil. Tree Stabbing Troy. Shout out to Troy, my biggest customer. Just placed his first order, and you can see all the other ones that I have available there. But you can go to the General tab there, and you can see all the different categories we got. And you can see all the different makers there. If you just click on any random one, it'll bring you to the makers site and their individual pages. And I don't think, Jake, do you have anything listed? No.
I don't have anything listed right now. I'm going to be in the garage tomorrow. Hopefully sometime next week, I'll post a bunch, 4 or 5 pieces.
Another guy making pocket jump that's a whole lot cheaper.
The stationary type? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cheaper, I hope you mean that they're pieces of shit. Yeah.
Well, some of us got budgets, Jake.
Be on the lookout for more janky Jake's pocket jewelry coming. And then, of course, before I get into the last one, I we'll show a quick shout out to our brother Forrest, who's just killing it with the Hanks. I think he's got, like 3 pages worth of stuff that you can scroll through and see all.
I'm working with Forrest right now on a custom Hank.
Awesome. And then also, we got Hawaii Knifing Gear and Mastranza Blades as well. They don't have too much stuff going on at the moment. But someone who has a lot going on, Joe, Mr. Lancelot Leather. So, can we filter to newest, latest? Come on, there we go. So, you can see some of the latest drops from Joe. There's a nice. Was that a? What does that one say?
That is a slip for a paring knife.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
The hoodie string keepers that we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Magnetic cash clip. The strap wallet.
What kind of cash clip is that again?
The magnetic.
What kind, Stevie?
Magnetic. Magnetic? What am I not saying? Magnetic.
Magnetic.
Or whatever. I don't know. I can pronounce strap wallet.
It's a magnetic one. Eh?
Strap wallet.
He lives too close to Canada.
I do live too close to Canada. These strap wallets are awesome. If you really truly want to go minimalist, this is perfect. Perfect.
Don't be George Costanza.
I don't know if he remembers this, but way early on when I first met Joe, I was in a chat and posted. It was supposed to be 2 comments read together, but Joe caught it before I got a chance to post the second one. I posted that I'd ordered an $8 magnetic front pocket wallet, leather one off Amazon for like $8. And immediately Joe responds with, "Thanks, Shane." My point was, I bought the $8 one just to see if I would be comfortable carrying a front pocket wallet. So, yeah, it kind of backfired on me a little.
And
of course, my tightwad ass is still carrying that wallet.
And how's it going with that wallet?
Yeah.
I do plan to upgrade soon, and it will
That's
be a
what I
nice
thought.
one.
But lots of
You do the
awesome.
little thing, Joe, with the strip of cloth where you can pull it up and the cards all slide out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I do struggle getting cards out of this one sometimes.
With the tops of them, they seem loose enough, and I got fat fingers to be able to pull.
With the strap wallet here, I mean,
Yeah.
you can pull the corner down.
See, that's just
And I
following
always keep the card that I use the most right there. And what the hell's the damn camera? You can just slide it up with your thumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's a flaw in the design of mine. It's really hard to get cards in and out of.
I mean, that's the thing. How many cards do you actually use?
Yeah, I mean, I don't keep like 3 in it anyway.
Yeah. I keep 4 or 5 cards, but that one's the one I always use. So I keep it on the outside there, and then it's always handy. IDs go in the middle that I don't ever get out.
We got the leather crew in the house. We got Joe, we got Campfire, Iggy, and then right as we are talking leather,
Yeah, there's Troy.
What's
Hey,
up,
Troy.
Troy?
Joe, what can you tell us about these edges that Lesbian EDC does? How does she do that?
It's just
The edges.
varnishing the edges.
The edges on her leather look. Her stuff almost looks like it's made out of G10. The edges are so smooth and so
Just
shiny.
varnished. Yeah. The fibers, you just smooth them down. But after you carry it for a few months, it's going to get rough again. So it's one of those things that looks really nice. Doesn't really serve a purpose. It's pretty. But after you carry it for a while, it'll get rough again.
I guess I'm back. I don't know.
The last time that Maddie popped in like this, he looked like the Tin Man. I'm a little disappointed.
Wow. Sorry to disappoint.
Maddie jumped in and froze my feed.
Did you just say, "Hey, I forgot something in the car. I'll be right back"?
Basically, there's so many people here.
Yeah, you must be having a blast.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Did you get dressed up and wear matching socks?
No, I'm representing the round table,
Ah, nice.
Look at that.
but not Joe. Screw Joe.
So is this cocktail party just little weenies and not girls?
He made you a cod piece, only your PP little piece of work.
Yeah, the little Tabasco holder. It works for now, but I want something fancier.
So if you're going to be representing the round table, I'm not trying to be that guy. We're going to need you to wear matching socks.
Yeah.
No can do, buddy.
No matching socks. No round table.
This one's sharks, but the other one is also kind of a shark.
Kind of a shark.
It's eating my foot. So there's a theme.
It's eating my foot.
How do I see the chat?
Maddie, did you
Oh,
see
there it
my
is.
screen name tonight?
Oh, the highway accident? Oh, yeah. I showed Eli. He said something along the lines of, at least he knows where he's at.
Yeah, it was funny that how you busted on Eli afterward. You're like, dude, you came out of the gate hot, and these last ones haven't been. Go think about it more.
It's true. I mean, he nailed it out the gate, and then he just slowed down. You know, I got to call him on it.
But it's hard to top your best work, man.
This is
Just kill him. Oh, what is this light? Oh, that's my car light. We try to hide it. Oh, there's two
Marty
of them.
sucks. Man.
Marty sucks.
How did one of us not think of that? Bama. Dude, I want to... All right. That will be definitely...
Stevie's taking notes.
Yeah. I'm pinning that.
Pinning them.
I'm pinning Bama's comment there. Hashtag Marty Socks. That's the Blair Witch Project.
You know, I am like out in the middle of the desert. You can really see the stars here.
What kind of party is this, Matty?
My buddy, not my buddy, my Katie's brother is going to boot camp. He joined the Navy.
Oh yeah.
Combusted.
So yeah, he's out there. So they're all celebrating, him and his Navy buddies.
I just found out that they don't even take your cell phone from you in boot camp anymore.
No?
Really?
No, you're allowed to keep it. I'm sure you're not allowed to have it on you all the time. But...
Marty, why aren't you in there like woofing it up with all the other dudes? Why don't you go? You should go film pocket checks.
Only 2 people had a knife.
Really?
Yeah, I expected better.
Were you one of them?
No. Is Bama Ninja here though? Because look, I'm representing the neck carry. You can't see it.
No, we can't.
This is the CRKT. The samurai one. What it's called.
Oh yeah, that looks really good, man.
Oh, in the dark.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Here we go. There we go.
So what were they carrying though?
Walmart ones. Can't remember.
Those are probably some of the most commonly carried knives.
Yeah.
Hey, yes. Tonight we got a panel.
Only until I get busted. Katie doesn't know I came out here. I said, I'm going to go get wipes real quick.
Stevie, I was watching one of the
Javon, what up, dude?
Oh, Javon.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother?
Stevie, I was watching one of the Black Rifle Coffee Company guys talk about cell phones in warfare now, and they was talking about that apparently the Ukrainian military enlisted a bunch of young females and gave them cell phones and taught them how to use Tinder. Now they're going on Tinder and adding all these Russian troops that are in the country on Tinder and arranging hookups with them to find out when they're going to be in their town. And they're actually using that as intelligence to figure out where the troops
shit,
where they're going. So yeah, it's actually turned into a thing that these girls are enticing these Russian grunts to tell them where they're at so they can.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
The vertical clam is a powerful weapon.
It is.
Team 6.
Knife Team 6.
You're gonna have 4 of us just winded, and Joe and Javon over there beating the shit out of people.
Thanks for throwing me in the winded category.
I have seen you in person.
It's true.
We are large Americans, us 4.
I'm literally twice the American you are.
Y'all are average Americans. I'm on the pygmy side. I'm being swallowed by my Thrasher's Garage shirt that Lefty wrapped a knife in that must have been too small for him. So I get a knife from Lefty in his blue package, open it up, and it's wrapped in this shirt that's like Grateful Panic size.
I shipped Grateful Panic a knife wrapped in a t-shirt.
Stevie, what's up, dude?
So
It was just
still
a
one of the,
Stevie,
when you guys came through
Wednesday.
last year, one of my favorite things my wife said when I showed her a picture of you guys, because she was saying you were going to show up and kick my ass. She's like, they're going to kick your ass. They're going to be out of breath when they're doing it, but they're going to kick your ass. I was like, I'll be out of breath too, so it's fine.
5 minutes of fury.
No.
Nah.
Hey,
that's
look at
about
Mr.
45.
Endurance over there.
Y'all stopped to see Jake on the way there and home, didn't you?
And yeah, to and from.
Jake,
Nope.
you gonna make it to Atlanta this year?
No, we're planning a trip this year. I actually, my parents hit me up the other day, and they offered they're going to use my inheritance, is how they told me. But next year we're going to take almost 3 weeks and go to Europe and do the Band of Brothers tour.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's
Like
fantastic.
dream vacation.
I watch that series every year.
Yeah, it's amazing. My parents went in 2019 and did it, and this time they're taking a different path. They started in France. This time they're starting in England and hitting up different spots. They're going in June of this year, and then we'll go June of 24, which will be the 80th anniversary. So
Oh, wow.
If
Nice.
you pay extra, do you get to kill a Nazi on that tour?
no, I think
I'm half
if I
Nazi.
wanted to do that, I could go 3 blocks down for free. So I live in Oklahoma, so it's like,
I could have just as easily been Russian.
Have any of you guys studied that whole thing about all the Nazis in Argentina?
oh yeah,
No.
That's mind blowing, man.
No.
It's because
Hey,
the
guys.
government, they all struck deals, with the U.S. government. They let them move to Argentina. It's a real thing.
Let me tell you something. I'm a product of Operation Paperclip. My grandfather is Hans F. Gruna. He came over and was director of launch for NASA. He was Werner von Braun's next door neighbor and left-hand man. He was a kind individual, totally part of a government where they could have either been killed as engineers or they could have made missiles that fucking blew up Europe. It's unfortunate, right? But he wasn't in concentration camps. He was in labs. He was in, doing shit. And then the Americans divided up with the Russians, the scientists, because there was a race for the space, right? And so my grandfather, my mom, who was 4 years old, and my grandmother came over on a boat. They came through Ellis Island, did all the kind of shady citizenship thing, and then went to White Sands and stayed there for like a year, and then came to Huntsville. And that's how the Space Center, that's how Huntsville is what it is, because of the German influence in both the theater, the amphitheaters on the mountain, the way they beautified Montesano Mountain, all the culture that they brought to this area. I'm forever indebted to. Plus, I'd be Russian if I wasn't here. So fuck that.
Space is fake.
So my grandmother came over through Ellis Island too, and worked in the horrible Nazi factories as a kid. Again, you didn't have a choice.
Right.
And I have my great uncle, Friedel Seasonus. He actually wrote it. He went to he was in the Aryan Youth and got separated from family and had to go to a special school and was brought up the ranks. And,
Indoctrinated.
and my great grandfather was like an outlaw that led anti-establishment parties, like pop-ups. It was he was a German nationalist, or a German from Germany, but was part of the anti-Nazi movement within the German people.
The opposition that was trying to topple that regime.
And they did all these pop-up rallies where they could literally just show up real quick, and this was 80 years ago.
No social media.
And
That had to be well organized, and you had to have a lot of initiative to make it to those voicings.
Yep. And so my second or third cousin, his son, wrote a book about him and all his tales of doing these pop-up rallies, so to speak. So,
What was Matt Faction's at right now?
What?
we're gonna watch Maddie get taken by a Wendigo.
I was trying to see if you could see the stars. There's one.
Wouldn't that be great if that was a flying saucer and we saw a beam and then Maddie's phone just hit the ground? We witnessed on
And you
live
see the
stream
flying
an
saucer
alien-
just crash because he's so fucking big.
Yeah, you see his feet slowly being sucked up, and then he finally goes.
Smoke starts blowing out of the crowd. Being out of the way.
I also wanted to show you
It'd
guys.
be like a fisherman on a pier trying to get a big grouper off.
They can finally get him over there. What the fuck are we supposed to do with this?
He's halfway in.
We're gonna have to throw this one back.
Look at
Let's
that.
throw this one back. Ooh,
This is Eli's go-kart.
Oh, nice.
did you see what's under my name?
Yeah, Team Eli.
Team Eli, baby.
I forgot to change mine, so I'm good old dick and balls right now.
Oh,
But this
man.
thing goes like 45 miles an hour.
You got seat belts to come over your shoulders, or just waist belts?
Oh, it's got a shoulder seat belt.
I hope that
We
goes.
had-
I hope it never cranks again, and Maddie can't figure out how to fix it.
When my daughter was about 8 years old, shine the light on that again. We had one that wouldn't go 45, but it would go about 20, and it had the full cage, and it had just the waist belt. And she was driving it, and I was her passenger, and we both had on motorcycle helmets. And she put it square into a fucking tree, and we had strap marks across our bellies. None of us banged the roll cage, but after that, it was sold. And I watched it happen from the passenger seat, where we're just going towards the tree, and I'm thinking, all right, you're pretty ballsy. Which way are you going to turn, left or right? And I mean, not even a fucking inch, just straight into the tree. It's like you're trying to chop it down.
Angie, they don't use probes on Maddie. They just grab him by the hips and shake him. It falls out.
Like a pinata.
Yeah.
I'm giving it
Except all that falls out of you is love and good vibes.
You guys ever see The Simpsons where Homer got abducted and then they had to use a second ray to lift him up?
I'm giving it all I can, Captain. Oh man, dude.
I'm gonna turn my fucking fan on. It's hot now.
Oh. Yeah, I'm hot.
Sorry,
I
Maddie.
gotta take this hoodie off.
Well, I mean, you're hot, but they're saying I'm such a fat ass that alien technology can't even haul me up.
No, larger than
fly
average
here for-
human. No one's
talking
got
about
that.
your
This is not a
Miles
body.
away. They fly here
It's
from
not a
a million
body
miles away.
shaming.
They don't have the technology to pick Maddie's fat ass.
Exactly. We just traveled 15 trillion miles and we can't lift this MFer.
Oh boy.
Well, it's been a sad trip home.
Man. Whew.
The whole planet is saved because the aliens think we're all too heavy to pick up with their.
You're welcome, world.
Oh, man.
Kate wins again.
Keeping the world safe, one blown out tractor beam at a time.
Also, real quick, for those of you that weren't there and Jake was referencing, last time Maddie showed up on a live, that's what he looked like.
Yeah, thanks, some dude.
That was disturbing.
I was about
Hey,
to
Joe.
say, Terrence McKenna put on weight in the face.
That was actually pretty scary. Maddie with the facial.
I've got to get my camera angle back to smaller. I'm showing too much.
What webcam do you use?
I use a Brio,
The alien predator
but I
queen
can
way.
make it change its vision, down.
Yeah.
But my computer is what struggles. This computer's probably 12 years old. I quit using my work computer, which is speedy, and I could use it, but it blocks knife sites. So when I go to
Yeah.
share shit, I can't go to knife sites if it's got knife in the title. Like River's Edge Cutlery, I can't go to. There are a couple I can sneak into, like DLT Trading. It doesn't block that one. Does yours block that one, Stevie?
Yeah.
DLT?
I'm almost positive it didn't for a while, but now anything knife content it blocks.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get on Lynch Northwest.
And that's one of those Google restricted categories, which is kind of janky. Where if I have somebody like Blade HQ that came to me and said, "John, we want to run digital ads outside of social media," I would have to get special permission from Google to do that bullshit. That's crazy. That's like screwdrivers.
Right. What's up, Todd Carr?
Javon, you still buying small fixed blades?
I'm going to do a video that'll probably be 3 hours long on all the small fixed blades that I've acquired because I'm an addict.
So
when
that
I
was
start
one that I was
finding-
going to show you.
Ooh,
I
that
don't
was a little
know Boros
punta.
Blade on Instagram. Guy out of Texas. He has it's BOROS, just blades. Just look him up on Instagram, and that's his Quaken small fixed blade that he does. He has a couple available on his site right now. They run about $210. I think they're only like S35, but it is like I have a clip slip from Joe, obviously, because that's how I like to carry. But like smaller.
What's up, Ed? What's up,
That's,
What'd you
like
say the
Micarta
name of it
handles,
was,
and then
Jay?
Micarta pins.
What's the name of the maker?
Ninja?
Boros Blades, BOROS Blades.
Boris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow them. That is awesome.
Yeah, look him up on Instagram. I've had it for a year and a half, probably. It's a cool, small little fixed blade that I like.
This is a prototype Jay Callie from Jason Grant, and he has just ordered a bunch of water jet blanks in both tool steel because he does, he does the Grant finish, which is a real dark finish. So he gets tool steel and he gets stainless steel, but it's deep wicked hollow grind. And he can do chisels, which I got him to do on mine.
Nice.
But the blanks will allow him to do these little Kardashian shaped knives. They're all going to be the same size and have the same handling, which is perfect. It's about 4.5 inches. But he's going to be able to do, if you want a sheep's foot, if you want a Warncliffe, if you want a Tonto, he'll be able to do for people all these little knives that are U.S. made. Even the water jetting's done in the U.S. And guys, these are going to be $200 or less. And if you could see the treatments in these handles, my camera's probably not doing it justice. He uses these mosaic pins and these mosaic lanyard tubes. Mine's just a straight lanyard tube, but he was showing me the mosaic he put on Beard of Dooms. Beard of Doom got a big one. But if you guys are looking for really unique fixies, follow Brass Brigade and look at what he's doing on Instagram. He's putting them up every day as he makes them. But they're full tang, thick stock, but they come down to, I mean, this little thing right here is a shaver.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I got, just like what Scott said.
This one's coming to you, Joe.
I'm
Yeah, I'm getting Beard of Dooms right now too.
are you?
Whenever you're ready for mine, I've got this little one, which is an MW, just a little simple, small fixie that I just want whatever you think would work best. I don't like to carry things traditionally. I like to either carry them just dropped in my pocket. This is what it came with, which is, it's scary, right? You wouldn't want to drop that in your pocket, but I wouldn't mind something simple that was thicker just for this night. And then this one I think needs a little slip, but if you look at it and you think it needs something different, talk to me about it, because I'm kind of standing with Maker's Choice whenever you're ready. I know you're busy now.
Probably be in the next week or so, a couple weeks maybe.
No rush, no rush.
But yeah, I talked to Jason yesterday, and I'm getting a Warnie.
Oh, nice.
I wanted a Warnie fixed. I've been wanting a Warncliffe fixed for a while.
Did you get your Mastranza in finally, Stevie?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Hey, for those of you who've been asking me, I talked to Michael Martin yesterday, and the Magnacut Model 2 Warncliffe will be dropping in March, and then Magnacut Model 1s will be dropping in April, and he's hoping, the way it's looking is that distribution on Magnacut has heavily increased, so he doesn't think he's going to have an issue getting it anymore. So everything should be going 63 to 64 HRC Magnacut as of March and April.
That's American Blade Works?
Yeah.
Nice.
So for those
So
y'all
if I've got some of that Magna Cut and I've got some Damascus steel and I open Amazon packages, how much more life am I going to get out of my Magna Cut than my damn Damascus?
Well, if
How
you're
many
looking at-
packages?
You have to consult the chart, right, Shane?
I don't think there's an edge retention chart for guys that only open packages.
Oh,
How do I become a real knife guy? It's so dejecting. I mean, I feel like I open packages with finesse. I mean, I will like graze the tape, and it's like a laser beam.
Yeah.
And I'll use different grips. I'll use the pull grip when I'm opening the side of the package, and then I'll even sometimes go left-handed push grip to get the right side of the package or the left side of the package. I'm trying to use my shit. I'm doing my best, man.
left-handed push grip.
You'll do just fine. Actually, John, you could just sell all that shit and keep a spare key around for opening your bag. Just a spare. Well, one of those little $1 pocket flathead screwdrivers. You could rub that on a rock, get it sharp.
The corner of a table.
Yeah.
I could set my screwdriver in my TS Prof and get it real sharp.
Yeah.
No, I have this problem where I can't sell knives, but my live stream's done the best thing in terms of getting rid of some knives that are good knives that I'm glad they're getting to go to good homes. The problem is for me is I've got a squirrel brain and I've got 4 boxes packed up over here, but they don't have the actual, they got the knives in them and the address, but they don't have the stuff that the knife came in. And I'm real OCD, so I want to find the box and the pouch and all that shit. And it always gets, I'll do like Lefty and just take off this shirt and wrap the knife up and just go with it. Drop a stick in it and be done.
Oh,
But I'm moving through them, so that's good.
But for those of you who do care about American made and edge retention, ABW will be dropping Model 2s in March and Model 1s in April. In May.
I didn't know that he was doing. I saw the Tanto.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he was doing a warning. And that's a frame lock, right?
The one I saw, I was pretty sure was a liner lock, but
Okay.
he's got a bunch of new stuff coming out. He's bought new machines, and since he handed the heat treating off to Peters, he's got more time to design more and make more.
That's cool.
I'll tell you what I found pretty cool, and I won't mention the name of the reviewer who was talking about the new tactile turn bar style lock that they're coming out with. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
And they've really gotten good with their Magna Cut HRCs. Are you aware of that, Shane, where they're saying 63?
Yeah.
And this reviewer's been carrying it for 2 weeks, cutting packages and cardboard, and says that the edge hadn't suffered any degradation or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Guys, it's literally as simple as when you ship your knives to Peters, you can tell them if you want the higher HRC or not, and they just do it.
They hit the number. You just have to dictate what that number is.
It's literally that easy. You just tell them that you want it done right, and they will do it right.
Is there a different, does it cost more money?
No.
It does. I learned that from Dark Gravity. It does.
No,
Let me tell you why.
No, you're right what Dark Gravity said, but I'm saying if you're paying Peters to do it, there is no price increase from 61 to 63. It costs
Peters just runs that across up.
It may cost Peters more to do it, but yeah, there's
they
no
wash
price.
it out.
Right. Which is the same people who heat treat Rick Henders, and that's why Brian had such an issue, because he knows it's just a matter of saying, hey, I would like this a little higher. My customers want it a little higher. And it would happen overnight. But
nice, Carco.
Some don't.
Do you think we're a majority, Shane?
No.
I mean, I'm curious because I don't know.
No. That's why they don't change. Because the majority of their customers.
Because I'll be honest, I'd only met Rick Hender one time at Blade Show, and he was so courteous and engaging to me, and he didn't know me from Adam's House Cat, and I know he was in sales mode, but he struck me as a nice human, and I'm very gullible.
Right.
But is Rick Hender not a nice guy, or is he just a proud business owner? Which that can be misconstrued.
I don't know him personally. I just know, I know of him what you guys know. The whole drama with Brian, and even I've spoken his defense that Brian represents a very small, very niche part of the community who wants next level hardness, and they don't care as much about toughness. And he doesn't represent everybody, though. Not everybody's going to agree with that. I just thought my biggest thing about it was I felt like Rick lost a huge opportunity to win over even more fans.
Yes.
And he said, well, you know what? Then we'll make a higher HRC XM18 if that's what you guys want.
If he was, in my opinion, he could have gone from, a lot of people on the fence about him. Yeah. Like, he could have became the hero of the U.S. if he would have came out and showed a little bit of humility. And not, and again, I don't know him to say if ego got in the way or whatnot, because proud businessman is a legit thing too.
Right.
I can't blame him 100% for that. But for him to come out, especially when the next week, when I believe it was Petrified Fish that Transparent Knives had reached out to and said, hey, this is really soft, and they said, hey, our bad. Let's get you a different one. Let's see what's going on. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah.
If he would have gone that way, man.
Hogue did it too, Steve. When Hogue first released Magnecoat, it was a little soft. People could bitch. They whined. They complained. They made it public, and they instantly thought, you know what? We need to fix this.
Yep.
They don't make knives that are thick enough to be hard use anyway, so they might as well be high.
Right.
And ProTech did the same thing. When they first released Magnecut on that high dollar knife that they gave Cole, get him to stop crying. And then after that, now they're at 63 to 64. Medford even did it. We raised hell about Medford, and within a 7-day span, he went from 58 to 60 to 63 to 64.
But he TT'd on every one of them first.
Right. So my whole thing with it is, I'm on both sides, and I see Shane's point more than ever now. Is, to me, the HRC, I'm probably these days, I'm like Javon. Most of my knife use is opening package, very light work. So edge retention and all that doesn't mean a lot to me. Right. But to Shane's point, if you're gonna sell me something that's a super steel and charge me a premium for it, when it's and it's not performing any better than my OS 8, and I just never really thought of it like that before.
So, you guys go look, man. Y'all will be shocked at how many knives that Rat 1 OS 8 outcut. It's embarrassing.
There was a great analogy.
There's some Benchmade, some Spydercos, not many Spydercos, but there's some USA made stuff that the OS 8 on the Rat 1 outperforms. So it's not just them. So in fact, I love TRM. I do wish they had a little higher edge, just because their blades are so thin. They're not.
Yeah, this thing can be dull and still slice the shit out of stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. If a TRM blade was harder, like ask Dot Gravity about his Magnecut when he was trying to straighten his centering in his Paramilitary 2. His blade snapped, and that TRM blade 20CV being so thin, I don't think you want it that hard. I think it's going to retain the edge because, like Stevie said, it'll cut dull. It's so thin and the geometry's so good.
Well, but it actually don't.
Mine did.
In the cut testing, TRM did.
Send them to me and I'll sharpen them for you.
TRM did average as far as edge retention for 20 CV. About the same as the Rat 1.
I talked to Les at it's Les Halpern, right? Marianne's husband?
Yes, Lee.
Lee, yes.
Lee Halpern.
So me and Eggs went out at Blade Show West. Me and Eggs went out to have a smoke and sat down, and there was no one else outside the Salt Palace that we were at. And out comes Walking Lee and sat down and I just so happened to have my shadow on, or my Atom on me, and we weren't going to bother him, but he sat down and he was smoking too, and then I was like, yeah, it's not every day that the maker behind the knife that I have in my pocket just comes and sits down next to me, and he's like, oh. I took it out, and he wanted to check it out, and he was looking at the edge and everything. And at that point, more people had come out, and he told us a little story about him almost moving TRM to the Pacific Northwest. About 8 years ago, they were this close to actually moving to Oregon. But then, as more people were out there, he finally said, "What do y'all think of MagnaCut?" And everyone was like, oh, blah, blah, like buzzing about it. And he's like, God damn it. He's like, I hate that shit. And he pulled out he had his own personal TRM shadow that was an Ultim and MagnaCut. And he's like, I do not like this stuff, man. He's like, it's a bitch. And apparently according to him, I think they do all their own heat treating.
They do.
And he was like, I don't like working with it. He's like, but all you guys, you can't just stick with my 20 CV. He's like, you need MagnaCut now. He's like, so now
he'll learn how to do it right. He and Marianne are they're my favorite U.S. makers, regardless of their knives aren't for everybody because they're slicers, but as humans, they listen. They're at every show. They engage everybody, regardless if you're press or if you're just somebody that wants a knife. And they treat you the same. I've watched them.
Yeah. But see that whole campaign
What's up,
saying where we don't treat it as hard because we don't want it to break. There's proof right there. John is balls deep in the knife community and knife nerdery and knife collecting. And he just said that. Well, maybe they don't want it harder because they want it to break. That's not true. They've proven that MagnaCut is tougher and harder to break at a higher HRC. And not all steels are that way. But, that's not an excuse any maker can use. Now, if Les Halpern says he don't like working with it, well, hey, there's an excuse not to use it.
Right.
But if you guys remember, back before any of the knives came out, when Larry was talking about this steel, he didn't make that steel for us. It was never beneficial to the knife owner. He was trying to produce a steel that would make a good all-around knife steel and lower the cost of production for knife makers. So the steel wasn't going to be expensive. The tooling, it was going to be easier on your tooling. It was going to take less belts to grind it, all this stuff. Now, is all that still true at 63 to 64? I don't know. Les is saying it's a bitch to work with. Metra's only issue with it was his coating process. His coating process required a cure temperature that was higher than the temper. So therefore, every time he coated a blade, he was going to soften it. That's why he was wanting to stick at somewhere around 59 to 60, was so that he could still coat it. And then finally, he got to the point that, well, fuck coating it. Why are you coating a stainless steel knife anyway? Just leave it.
Yeah.
Leave it, uncoated.
I'll just stick with my 154 CM.
Yeah,
Great steel.
But
it's right there with Allstate. It's a great knife steel.
I almost ordered a Magic Whiskers yesterday, but I did what would Dark Gravity do, and I didn't order it because it was more of a fetish buy in 154.
Yeah, I've been wanting one of those for a while. I want
I
one of
held
the
off.
PT just came out.
we're proud of you, Javon.
I'm trying to hold out to Blade Show so I can be there 2 more days, do my thing, and that's more important to me than metal.
Jake, I've sharpened that Protect that you gifted me one time. And it's still razor sharp. And that's D2 that everybody I mean, it's CPM D2, but, I'll probably never dull it, to be honest with you. I don't use any of my stuff enough to really dull it.
This is not CPM D2. This is cheap $50 D2. And this has had one edge put on it by me. And this is cut. And I told you, I've got a friend who is a big shopper on Amazon. So I'll literally clear out her garage, cut hundreds of feet, I'm sure, of cardboard. And this D2 $50 CMV Predator I will put up against anybody's knife for at least a few hundred feet and let you listen to it, cut through it, and listen to the sound. It's geometry, but it's good steel. I'm convinced because I've sharpened it and it felt like, a little bit glassy and burred up real nicely. And I mean, it is. I don't have any paper, but I can probably cut this rag. Nope, I'm not going to be able to grab that.
I gifted Josh Jackson a CGRB Crag in D2 that I beat the shit out of. And I only ever sharpened that knife one time, and I just could not dull it.
Lefty hates it. I've never had a problem with it. And then for some reason, Cole loves it. Oh, awesome, Louie.
Cole does.
Yeah, that is a cool-ass knife. That's why I almost bought it, for the actuation, the way that you can hand it to somebody, like somebody first handed it to me, and I was like, what do I do with this? And then when you figure it out, it's so intuitive. And it was just a simple black one. I want to say it was $260. It was at GP Knives. And I had it in the cart, and then I backed out like a smart, responsible dumbass.
Hey, Forrest. What's going on, brother?
Forrest, give you the Hank salute.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, the meth cat. Squirrel.
I like the cat. I call it meth
I
cat.
bought the Meth Cat T-shirt.
I do
If
have
I was Maddie, I would start a whole series of stupid drawings that he thinks sucks that we would all buy. I mean, what a great position to be in as a designer. I'm sure people that are real designers would be like, that would be great.
I was gonna say, I think everybody's starting to rally around TRM a little bit more. I think they're slowly becoming, I think, one of the, no, probably not slowly, but in my opinion, they're the ones doing it absolutely right. Maybe they got a little work to do on their blades or whatever, but that I got nothing but good things to say about TRM and Marianne.
Don't get me wrong, Stevie, I don't have an issue at all with their blades still.
Oh yeah. But they participate in the community. They're one of the companies that actually do. They're not just trying to sell stuff. They are, involved in the community, give back.
They get empathetic and they give, and they give and give.
Yep, and I mean they donated to the last couple of Vince's raffles. They donated to Jason Brown's raffle.
Knives Live.
Yes, Knives Live. That's why when my first encounter with Marianne in person did not go the way I anticipated it. And I knew that I had seen her at Blade Show earlier, or the night before Blade Show West. And I was like, oh, they're staying in the same hotel. Everyone was staying in the same hotel right across the street. But go to bed, wake up early. I'm going downstairs to get some breakfast. And as I'm walking to the elevator doors are closing. And instead of hitting the button, I just stuck my hand in real quick to trigger it. And as I did that, you hear, oh my God! And as they open up, there's Marianne like cowering into the corner. She was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was her at first." But I just, she's half asleep, hasn't had her coffee yet, and the door, she's going down. As she told it later, she's like, and I'm just kind of standing there. Then all of a sudden, a hand just comes flying through the door. She's like, "You scared the shit out of me."
She's so funny. And I'll tell you, the girls that work for them, I can't think of their names right now, the two that are always supporting them at the show that do their social media, every time I post and tag them, they write a paragraph.
Yep.
I mean, they're just good people.
Yep.
And they even say on their website, we source and make everything here at TRM except for our carbon fiber, which we have to source from Lithuania. I mean, it doesn't get more transparent than that, guys. Right. Unless they're lying, and I don't think they are.
I buy no Lithuanian carbon fiber knives.
Then don't get carbon fiber.
I don't know anything about Lithuania.
It's Eli's favorite. Eli and I's favorite.
For your next communist maiden knife. Oh, yeah, I knew Scooter had something to say about DRM. Who's Jared? How dare you, BBR?
Oh,
All of them.
Scotty is the biggest TRM fan in the room, I assure you. They know him by name.
Oh, yeah.
He's also, from what I understand, talking to the girls, very picky. You heard that right, Scotty. They know you're a discerning customer. They didn't say you were lefty level.
I did find my Adam, by the way. It was under an envelope. I was freaking out the other night because I couldn't find it.
Because it's so thin.
Yeah.
Because it's a
I
slight.
think it's great that you have these options. You know, you got the Adam
next to me.
The Adam and the American Blade Works. The Adam is a slightly weird.
Oh, you guys are funny.
I love that American Blade Works, Shane.
You see that? You guys see how tiny that edge bevel is? That's 15 degrees.
Where did you start out at?
You're at 35, Shane.
It's 6 thou behind the edge. And I know that because Brian Kim at Transparent Knives mic'd it before it had an edge. So there was no edge. So there was no guessing at whether or not he was hitting it right. There was no edge on it, and it was 6 thousandths. So this knife is actually thinner behind the edge than this.
No way.
And less expensive. Well, about the same.
No, they're the same money.
Yeah.
Just the biggest difference is, do you want thumb studs? Do you want a flipper?
Right.
You know,
Hey,
And you prefer a flipper, right? For your hands?
I prefer a flipper, yes. If they made a TRM Atom with a flipper, that could be a one and done for me.
What's the new TRM? It's a thumb stud too, right? I've seen pictures on their Instagram of one they're developing. It looks more gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that one? Kind of tactile turning.
That's too thin for me.
I'm waiting for that Benchmade, that $600 Benchmade. I have a feeling that's going to be a nice knife, and it's going to sell for around $400, and we're all going to be scratching our heads. And more than one of us here will own it.
It will sell out.
They said something about it uses a coil spring instead, like the Anthem. What's that mean?
It's a torsion bar, like in a triad lock.
Triad lock.
It's a little curved, up curved torsion bar piece of spring steel.
I got you.
Hey Joe, is your bear is MagnaCut, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe would have a bear. That makes perfectly good sense.
That's a thin knife.
Knives, and Joe waits till they come out with a fucking slip joint and buys that one.
The Ultim Bear?
Yeah.
That thing's sick.
Yeah.
It is a nice knife.
You turn it sideways, it disappears.
What is it you have against locks, though, Joe?
I mean, I was taught to use a knife without a lock on it. So, I mean, if it's got a lock or not, I mean, I don't care if you spine whack it and it falls shut. My hand's not going to be in the way of the blade.
I agree.
The backside of it. So, I mean, I'm good.
You're
with
100% right.
Papa!
And they're easier to carry, and they cut better. And I'm not a slip joint guy, but that's just the facts.
Yeah.
Carco, thank you.
Now, for gas station knife fights,
Well,
I want my locker.
Composte.
That's the only slip joint I have.
Papa!
Like
Hey, that's
You
got
did
some
that
nice
before.
fucking talk.
There you go.
Who sent me this? I already forgot who
I
sent me.
guarantee you Forrest sent you that.
Forrest sent you that because he sent me one too.
Yeah. It's so thin, I can't even get it back in the handle. Like the gap in the handle just closed up immediately.
Yeah.
Have you cut with it, Jay?
No.
It's amazing, my friend. Yeah. It's an amazing slicer because I don't even know if the camera could catch.
Where'd y'all get those?
Forrest.
Forrest.
Sent them to us. It's just
I've got
a
one
Another one somewhere.
throwaway plastic.
Oh yeah, and he sent me.
I got my metal one out. Yeah, he sent me one of those too. Yeah.
The metal one?
Yeah.
Little beard comb.
A little
You don't
beard
need it,
comb.
Jane.
Yeah, you're good, Shane.
Thanks, Joe.
For your next American Made knife, you guys are going to line my pockets arguing about. Oh.
Hey, I'm selling some American made knives. Anybody want an S90V PM2?
Ooh.
Let me talk to you about that later, Jake.
And we're
That's
talking
the
about
one you lost, isn't it, Shane?
selling my Atom.
No, seriously. I mean, I'm not saying it's sold, but let's talk after.
Yeah, I got you.
Later tomorrow.
And
No, I had an S110 PM2, but S90V from Spyderco is by far my favorite steel in the entire world. Nothing is better than Spyderco's S90V.
Shane, you want an F5? 25?
No.
I know who does, and he talked about it tonight before he went back to work. You need to talk to Panic about that. Because when I told him you were on this live, he goes, Jake's got a knife I'm getting.
Okay, cool.
So he thinks that he's mentally bought it.
Okay.
But talk to him. Shoot him a Instagram. He should be back here in a little while, but it could be before we get off.
Perfect.
So those of you that didn't hear, my sister, or maybe you didn't know what happened last night or hear earlier for me to talk about it, but last night my sister showed up into the live stream and started heckling and was instantly put in timeout.
By like 20 people, so she had
About
accumulated.
20 people, and then I tried calling her back on the air, and she didn't answer. I didn't answer my text. I finally called her today, later this afternoon, and she's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, sis?" She's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "So my friends are assholes, huh?" She was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Well, they put you in timeout last night after you started heckling me." She was like, "What?"
She had a night.
Did y'all see JN's comment last night, though? That dude, I was super high. And I laughed till my chest hurt. He said, Lori Joe fucked around and found out.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die.
But she had been drinking at home last night, and they opened up YouTube, and it showed that I was live, so they just clicked on it
And start trolling you. That's classic.
Yeah, so she's all good. She barely remembered it. She didn't know she had been put in timeout. She had left anyway. But I was like, they wanted you to come back and tell embarrassing stories. She's like, "Oh, I'll be back." So she might show up tonight. I don't know. But she's definitely at some point going to show up. And she's definitely, not that I'm going to be embarrassed by it. I mean, I've pretty much bared all sorts of embarrassing stories about myself already. But she's definitely got some funny stuff that I would rather not even tease and just have y'all hear her tell it for the first time. So
I just asked that in the corner you have a young Stevie picture as a visual reference while she's telling the story, and maybe even flash through a slideshow of a few from 5th grade to 12th grade. That would just be dramatic effect.
Maybe I could get my stepsister to come on and tell some embarrassing stories.
I'm going to throw up.
Illuminati, what's up? Terry, you got one of those too?
Shane, just think about that. Your life experiences spun and created an entire genre of adult education or adult entertainment.
Yeah.
I was so shocked when that went viral. I was like, literally, these sites are full of this now.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one it happened to.
I don't think it has to be an app, because I think you can. No, it is app based, because even if you get it on your computer, it's still an application. I don't think like you can go to www.discord.
Because you don't get notifications. It's notification based.
Jay, can you shut yours after you open it?
Oh yeah, mine's.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I can't
Shane,
find it.
you push it just slightly towards the way that it won't shut.
Well, there it went. I finally found it. I have to find the crack to go back in.
Yeah, here's my torch I've been searching for.
I'm just proud we all have one and Javon don't. How awesome
I
is that?
know. Hey, I'll sit here with my
Awesome.
CNB
Javon
Predator.
doesn't have one.
Oh, hey,
Let's all show him again. Just look, Javon.
did your package make it today, Javon?
No, but it'll be here Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
And you are awesome to think of me.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was funny. And then Shane started in with her name was Lori Joe. Her name was Lori Joe.
This is getting ready to look different, Shane.
I literally fell asleep and woke up late, very late this morning, in the exact same position. I went to sleep watching said faction in with my phone still in my left hand, ready to comment. Just crashed.
I ended up. So you texted me, and I didn't get it for I didn't see it for a couple more hours. Where you're like, yeah, you texted me, and then I read it on the air 2 hours later, and it's when you said, I may need to put my tray and seat back in its upright location. All right, he's taken off.
I don't even remember that. Man, this wasn't even the same stuff as last week. It's something new I was trying out. But
yeah. Say her name. Yeah, I'm stoked to get. I am getting a couple fixed here pretty soon. I like I said, I'm talking to Jason, and that'll probably go directly to Joe.
What's so great is you don't feel them.
Right.
I've got a little fixie here. You don't even know it's there.
So, I didn't put this on yesterday. I had it with me, but I used to carry my Lackey, and I just stopped doing it, and I realized I like the idea of carrying a fixed blade, but I do find myself, as much as I don't mind having it on the belt, though, having a clip slip, I find
that's how I wear them.
It absolutely makes me want to carry a fixed more often than not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this little Stronza Blades one that I have here, in my Lancelot leather clip slip, this is perfect, man. It slides right into where I would normally carry a knife just in my pocket.
that's a good looking slip.
And the clip slips are great. I switch back and forth between straps and ulti clips. And ulti clips, they ride a little too high.
Yep.
But the clip slips are just perfect. But small fixies changed my EDC game, because what I found, and it's kind of odd, is when I pocket carry, which is how I usually carry my small fixies, I carry them in my left pocket. I'm right-handed. I carry my primary carry, my folder that I fidget with, that whatever it is, it's in my pocket.
Nice try.
But I've got the fixie in my left pocket. And when I get out to cut a package, or if I'm at work and I've got to cut something, I reach cross body and get the little fixie instead of, for some reason, I'm not thinking about it. It's kind of subconscious. And I find myself using it at least 50 or 60% of the time for my cuts, which is not a lot of cuts. Let's be real. But if I needed to use it for a harder purpose, it's not taking up any space that I can feel on my carry. And I'm a small guy, but I don't carry a lamp every day, a torch, a flashlight. I don't carry a pry bar every day. I'm typically a knife guy, and used to be a one and done, but now it's a fixed blade and a folder every day, all day.
Isn't that how you carry, Joe? Don't you cross draw?
Yeah. I wear my fixed blade scout carry on my left side of the front of my belt.
That's fine for you skinny fellas, though. Us fat guys, our belly rolls over the top of it. It's all sweaty and smells bad.
That's why I've scout carried
We
just
have to lean back and pull our stomach up to actually access it.
That's why scout carrying at 12 o'clock for me is perfect.
I had somebody tell me the other day they wanted a fixed blade sheath.
Yeah.
I asked them if they wanted it vertical or horizontal, and they're like, "Well, I'm a little bit thick, so I want to save the muffin top, so I need to carry it
right
horizontal instead of vertical, so it didn't poke me. So
Yeah, Patina, you're absolutely right. The only experience I had with a dangler setup was when Eric Outer of Outer Limitless sent me his TF7 or whatever that he has. His collaboration with Ton of Knives is fixed, and they sent along a dangler sheath with that, and that's what I use that, and I like it having. You can tuck it in your pocket if you need to, but then I like the free range of it. Like, yeah, if you're out on a hike or something, I like the dangler pouch aspect of it.
And I'll be honest, these little Kydex sheaths, if they've got good retention, if you take the straps off, they're great pocket droppers in your left pocket. But it's not a one-hand, deployment. You got to take out the sheath, obviously.
Yes, that too. Yep.
I like when they sit and bend. My favorite.
Yeah, my only problem with a smaller fixie. So I've carried Scout with a bigger knife, and it seems like I can find my way into my sheath, no problem. With this, with my Lackey, I stabbed myself like 3 times trying to resheath it.
Where'd Maddie go?
But I don't know.
He had to get back to the party.
He got lost.
We need to check the news and see if there's an alien ship crashed.
Dude,
The chupacabra got him.
that is still. I'm gonna go back and clip that. Because when you said the image of the tractor beam trying to pull Maddie up,
I immediately thought of Homer Simpson. I'm not gonna lie.
oh man, that was the best.
I feel bad. Poor Maddie. That was
Maddie's
it from Marty.
Maddie's not even
Marty.
scared that he's been abducted. He's just ashamed that the tractor man can't lift, and he's all out. I don't even get
Hey,
to tell
what
my
up,
story.
T-Rex? What up, T-Rex?
T-Rex. Yeah, I gotta send this one to Joe eventually. That box streak that I got.
it's nice. That
That's
matches
nice.
your other one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got
Folder.
Javon just pulled out, I think it was his Tops bull trout.
dude. Those are cool. I dig those.
Yes.
actually.
So once upon a time, Grumpy sent me his, and that's a knife that I've meant to check out. I've had in my cart. I don't know how many different times, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. But that bull trout is awesome.
Yeah, it's got a great grip. I mean, for
Yeah.
even bigger hands than mine. And slicey. And what steel is this? It's easy to sharpen.
How much trout fishing y'all do?
154, isn't it?
Yeah, 154 cm.
Yeah.
And it's under $100.
Y'all big trout fishermen?
Mhm.
This big trout fisherman show?
We got lots of trout.
And then I got this sheath from Artemis Carry. They have a standard bull trout sheath because it comes with this one. That I'm not a vertical.
You can't spend money with Joe?
No, Joe doesn't have clips. We're waiting. Smart ass.
Trying to start shit.
Yeah, with my $8 Chinese wallet.
Yeah, Mr. Amazon. Mr. How much HRC do I need to cut through this Amazon tape?
Yeah. I will admit, I was gonna when I ordered it to see if I'd actually carry a front pocket wallet, I thought it won't last long, and I'll buy a nice one. And here I am, 5 years later. But just
Well,
saying,
fellas,
that's my
I
next
am going to call it a night.
I'm ordering a wallet from Lancelot, so
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm going to
Alrighty,
make a
Jake.
video of me disposing of my Chinese one.
That's how people go to hell. Just saying.
Do what?
Yeah. I love Joe. I don't know about you. But now, Stevie, thanks for letting me come on, man. I will
Yeah,
see you,
absolutely, dude.
gentlemen.
Absolutely.
I'll
Talk to you soon, brother.
It was great seeing your beautiful face.
Take care, Jake.
What the heck is that?
My internet crush. That's Michael Zeba model, Anna.
He must have felt your. Jake just dipped out of nowhere. He must have known you were coming back.
He knew. He
So
felt my
how's
musk.
How's it going, Dick and Balls?
Pretty good.
Is Eli out there?
Yeah, Eli, come here.
Tell him I hope the chupacabra gets him.
Say hi.
What's up, Eli?
Ayla.
You got something to say?
Yeah.
Hey, see Javon down there? What does it say right under it?
Yeah, he's reminds me.
Exactly.
In your face.
Yeah, the loser team.
Yeah, because I got it after you.
Do you see his name?
Yeah, because he is an accident.
Do you see my name, Eli?
Oh, he saw it. He's excited.
Mm-hmm. And
Team
also,
Eli.
that's your name from you.
Hey, let me tell you something. I know how to pick the winners.
There you go.
He said he knows how to pick the winners.
Okay, yeah.
He's on your side. Don't be sassing him.
He can sass me. I'm used to it.
He's just so used to everyone attacking him on the internet now.
Because he's a gamer. Because you had to get him a PC. I can imagine him terrorizing kids twice his age on the game streams.
Actually, he only plays with his cousin, but then they played a game called Apex, and someone called him a B word, and he got real sad.
Oh, don't take that stuff personally. You know what that means, Eli? They're jealous.
Hurt your girly
Yeah.
little feelings.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
That means you
Well,
hurt
not
their
what you-
feelings. And they're lashing out like a child.
A lot like Shane, huh?
Maybe
Yeah,
if
if
you
I
were
knew how
more
to spell
manly,
petulant.
You know.
maybe if
I
you were
do
more
know that I
manly,
know
they
what
wouldn't
that's
in front of you.
for.
What'd
I
you
love
say,
it when
Eli?
we talk over each other.
What stands for?
I'm not saying it. Then I'm going to get in trouble.
What are you even talking about?
That name, I know what it stands for.
That stands for ducks and bills, you know?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It stands for Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
I guess he saw my name.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh,
Whoops.
Gary, you came back at the wrong time. Maddie just showed up. You got your wish, and Maddie
Yeah.
wasn't here, and you left.
Eli,
now you come back.
Eli, I'd play some Call of Duty with him, but they don't allow little girls on there.
Hey, he said he'd play Call of Duty with you, but they don't let girls play, so you can't play.
Okay? That means he can't play either.
You gotta have something better than that.
Eli's a thinker.
He set the bar high when he called Shane a caulk. I mean, we got.
Yes. he came out hot. Now he's just you know. he's got
Eli's
practice.
still ahead. He's still ahead with a few pitching wedges.
Yes.
They don't all have to be a drive down the fairway.
Oh. Maddie, are you guys driving back home tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a couple hour jaunt for you, isn't it?
just 2. Not too bad.
That's a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
it's
early out
easy
there,
for
right? 2 hours earlier than here, or one?
I
1
think
hour.
2.
Oh, for me, he's 1 hour behind you, 1 hour ahead of me.
Yeah. So it's out there at 7:30 your time, right, Stevie?
Yeah, and it's
You and
easier-
Jason Grant are on the same time.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
the
so good
long-
with geography.
Oh, as long as
I'm
Maddie
outside, Gary.
Oh,
We're gonna watch some things.
yeah. That
Yeah,
it's
we
gotta
are
be.
time itself.
It's gotta be
Vince, I
more.
appreciate you coming on the live and sharing the link, buddy. That was great timing.
Oh.
Sounds like
I
someone's
was
getting bored.
trying to get some steel backing. You need to do like Shane and send those pictures of you in the tub. Prove it or it doesn't exist. That's the first time I saw Shane on Grateful Panic's live stream. That picture you sent him in the tub. You remember that?
I do remember.
God, we've had some epic nights. Late nights with Panic.
Yeah.
I gave him a link and tried to. He's tired, but I've tried to get him to grace us.
Well, he's got a long night ahead of him tomorrow doing ours, I guess.
Yeah, y'all got to up your game and get some really scandalous stuff out there. You're gonna have a stepsister night to make up for 3 weeks ago.
Right.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
When y'all had that just belly roller when we were talking about your third ball.
You can't top that shit.
Yeah, you can. You got to set your goals high, buddy. Your life is a story. I'm telling you, we can write a book together.
I got more, but there's something I can't tell on the internet.
No, but I'm saying we could put it in print and it could be all anonymous. It doesn't have to be your story.
Hey, look it! You guys are at the same place at the same time. Yeah, I think Mike. Welcome, Mike. By the way, Knife Inquisitor.
Mike,
I think Vince said you guys got it all worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, you confused him with different currency.
Yeah. Math.
It's almost like he doesn't think any other country besides America exists.
Means Patriot.
Hell yeah, they are, Todd.
They'll be back. Panic live
Yeah?
stream will be back. Yes, well, he's in the process of he's a perfectionist, and if he's in the process of getting a laptop. Let's just put it that way. And then he'll be back. He'll find a time and he'll do his thing. I think the internet needs him.
Who are we talking about?
Panic.
Oh, yeah. But there's still his Tuesday night slot still open. Night Mother's dropped it. And who really needs to hear Cole talk about shit he don't know anything about for more than a couple hours?
What other country?
Just throw him a few shillings and go.
Let's see. Well, we can start our giveaway.
I know you're smoking weed. You don't have to turn your camera off. Just do it.
Yeah.
No reason to hide it anymore.
I've got a bad internet connection.
Whatever.
Camera goes dark and all of a sudden. I'm about to jump off here myself and just enjoy you gentlemen from afar.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Shane.
Oh yeah, man. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Just so you know how much I love you, Stevie. I miss Neve for this.
Holy moly! Never heard of her. Never heard of her.
Eli, Shane's running scared. You came here, now he's leaving.
Hey, let's catch for some balls.
What? With his balls?
That was maniacal. I don't even have to know the translation.
If he owns something, yes.
You better go, Shane.
His balls had dropped, I'd kick him in them, but I know they hadn't.
Well, no, he's 9, and you're losing the war to him.
You're right.
One battle at
You
a
can only
time.
say so much to a 9-year-old without offending his parents. So it's like he gets free reign, and I have to be censored. It's not fair.
No, don't censor. Go for it.
Is he gonna
That's
keep
a
on?
conversation with your therapist in 2 years.
I'm gonna have to tell him how he got here.
You might already know.
I think
Eli,
he
where do
probably.
babies come from? Why? Starts with a V? What does? See, he already knows.
Yeah,
Vertical taco.
9-year-old already knows about the V. The V will dominate your life, Eli. You just don't know it yet.
He's in a military or not a medical family. We don't shy around things.
Right.
And nor should you. Honesty for a child is the best policy if guided with intent and education.
Ain't nothing worse than learning that stuff the hard way.
No,
Yes.
there's not.
Figuring it out on your own the hard way can be scarring.
Hey, Dad, look, I made a harpoon.
You made a harpoon?
Tree.
He sharpened a stick, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
Yeah.
he's going hunting for whales. He said.
Nice.
Wild shame.
It's a wild chain. Can you
Look,
see him
Dr. Gravity, I'm
stabbing?
playing with your knife.
Oh, it's dark. He's stabbing the dirt over there.
It's a wild chain.
Fuck
Andy's
y'all, I'm
back.
out. I'm
Andy's
out.
back.
I'm done here. Love you guys. I'll
It's
be
another wild shame.
I love you, Shane. Shane, I'll see you
All
tomorrow
right.
night, buddy.
Love you, brother.
Bye, Shane. Say bye to Shane. Oh.
He's out.
As he
Oh.
Eli gave
disappears
him a
into the
proper
darkness.
send-off.
That was
All right.
creepy. You said bye and then he faded in the dark.
Let's
See that again.
let's start doing this giveaway also, which is going to be.
See that
for
guy
the-
with the long beard? You should start a war with that guy too.
Why?
Do
I don't know.
that.
Why?
Because his
Everybody.
cod is unprotected.
Because it's what?
His cod is unprotected.
I know what you mean by con.
What do I mean?
This is
Would you
parenting at its finest.
Dick's Sporting Goods?
I like how he says Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep.
That's as safe as
Safe word.
saying
No,
it without
that's a-
getting in trouble.
Exactly the safe way to cuss.
Yeah.
How many
You're a
times do you
Dick's
think Maddie's
Sporting
been called Dick's Sporting Goods?
Yeah.
It's not fancy.
Shane's a big old Dick Sporting Goods.
What do you say under your breath, Eli? Dick's Sporting Goods.
No, I
Frickin'
still got this
Dick
stick.
Sporting Goods head.
No, I still got the stick. It's going into
Don't put what? No.
Apple meat tree.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I too tonight. I'm gonna enter the giveaway, and I'm gonna also play for Demonoc.
I'm playing for Demonoc.
And Demonoc, just so you know, the last time I played in my own giveaway, I won. So
Hold on, let me get on YouTube before you draw.
Oh yeah, we'll let it.
I gotta pop out my chat.
Who's the one that wanted the beluga really bad on Wednesday?
I don't remember.
Me either.
Hey Stevie. Oh,
Yes.
you're already sharing screen. Never mind.
Okay.
I was going to show something later. That canto you were talking about. I want to show you a Warncliffe that Jason's got. He's doing
Okay.
on his Instagram.
Oh,
But let me
it's-
pull this chat up.
Is it on his main page?
Yeah, it's on his Instagram. It's
Okay.
about two rows down.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It's got a little hole. It's got a little like cleaver hole in it
Yeah.
that serves no purpose, but just looks wicked. It's got a little hole. It's got a little like cleaver hole in it. My computer tried to pop out the chat.
Where is that?
Oh, I can't chat on here, huh?
Oh. Oh.
I was gonna play for someone. Oh well.
Oh. Let's see here.
Got my phone.
I'm trying to find it. We'll let this run in the background. Whoa, who? Oh, Maddie bailed. Javon, are you echoing?
Oh, I can't chat on here. Huh?
Who's got their computer on? Javon, is that you? Huh?
That was me putting in a comment, being an idiot. I'm sorry. I had to put my thing in for Demonoc. Go down, right? One more. Yeah, right there. The one that's the third one to the left. Right
This one
there.
here? Yeah.
Third one. Yep. Third from the left. That's
Yeah.
a little wicked hologron.
Yeah.
It's
It's
got
a
just
little-
a little bit of belly. It's not
Uh-huh.
totally flat, but see that little one closest to us? I bought that
Yeah.
one the other night.
Nice. Yeah, I love that he just took to it like a fish out of water, man, or like a fish in water. He
So
just
much
started
so that
down.
he went to water jet knives
Yeah.
to get blanks cut.
Yeah.
So he's going to be kicking these little American-made badasses out. And each
Yeah,
one he does differently. So let's say he does 20. He'll do a spine treatment. That's called the Brigade Black is what he's
Yeah.
going to call that, which is just a really neat treatment that he does on tool steel. It takes better to tool steel than the stainless. But he's getting half S35 and half, I want to say, I forget which tool steel, but he's doing both.
Yeah.
And they're very affordable.
Jason's a cool dude. I'll never forget when. So I think I was when the grippers came out. I think I was like order 2, and when they came, my phone randomly rang one day, and I saw that it was a SoCal area code. I thought it might have been my boss or something, and it was him. And I knew his voice because I'd had him on a couple times. And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I'm shipping your knife. What number do you want?" And I was like, "I can really pick my number." He's like, "Yeah, man, you have a lucky number, right?" I said, "I do." He's like, "Now's your time." He's like, "You're gonna be the first order I'm shipping." So that's how I got my lucky number 42 on my Grant gripper.
That's awesome.
Yeah, only knife I have like this. Marcos said his nimble that he got has a number 42 on it. But yeah, I like Jason's just a cool dude.
He's so humble and he's so transparent. I mean, he's taught me if I had any kind of technical skills, the conversations that he's had with me about what he goes through to make knives are educational in nature. He wants to show you what he's doing. It's not like he just says, "Look at this knife." He's like, "Look what I just did with the grinder." This is he did a convex, what do you call it? Recurve. And I'm not into recurves, but he did a convex recurve just to see if he could do it. And it was just, to me, I was just like, wow. You know, he doesn't use a template. He doesn't use anything but his eyes and his hand.
Oh, nice, Gerbs. All right, we'll give this another minute or so, but I think this is the most entries I think I've ever had on a giveaway.
That's because you're a rock star. I'm gonna grab an elk antler knife.
Hell yeah! Oh, brand new American in the house. Wrap it up, Javon. Gary will heckle anybody and everybody. Tom got his in. You were number 68. One more and we got 69, dudes. But, every time I highlight a comment, Maddie goes away.
Have you guys seen this?
What is that?
It's an elk antler knife.
Oh, nice.
Hold on, let me open it. What's this?
Holy moly. Now that's a knife.
No, that's
This
not
is a knife. 1095 silver stag. Bowie, big Bowie.
Can it?
God, I wish I had a piece of paper. And it will slice paper. But that could be shed deer or shed antler or shed elk.
Hashtag Eli gets picked last at
Team sports.
Team sports.
Shane's used that one before.
That's the most confusing hashtag ever. If you guys like the Scorpio and the Solaris, now it's not going to be a button lock, but Orion Knives has the Cetus coming out very soon.
The what?
The fetus?
The Cetus.
I thought you said fetus.
No, the Cetus.
I was like, that's a bad name.
Yeah, no.
It means whale.
It's a mini.
I hear Izzy in the background.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Let's see. Orion Knives.
It gets cold down here in Tucson, so like you can actually have like a back patio area and enjoy it. Jealous. Yeah, look at that.
Ooh.
I don't know if he has any other pictures of it, but oh, there we go. There it is.
It's a radical departure of any of his knives. Is that titanium?
I don't think so.
This is a budget knife. He's keeping it 50 or less, but it's 14C 28 stainless steel with G10 liner or whatever those are scales.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the alt of it.
Yep.
Yeah, he designed it so it angles down for like opening boxes and slicing and stuff, but it feels cool in hand.
Yeah, listening to him talk about it and his method into it, yeah.
I didn't get a Scorpio, but I love my Solaris. This probably is my first button lock and probably still one of my favorites. I don't carry it as much as I should. And I've got the carbon fiber scales, which was another great value.
Yep.
I love it.
And David's just an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's got more designs in the line that are also different.
Same collar on mine, Stevie. Mine's identical. It's just in another box. I love that carbon fiber.
Yep.
Yeah, he was the first one that I saw picking the kind of teardrop style. But,
That is old school. I got the same blue collars. Came with black G10 to start with.
Yep.
You like it on the door.
Gary, do you hate it? No, Cetus.
Cetus.
Like fetus, Gary, only with a C.
Yeah, kind of like your appetizer. I have that one, Javon.
Don't you love it?
I do.
I love the sound it makes.
All right, folks. I am going to give this another 10 seconds. So if you have not entered, get Beluga in now. We got 70 entries and 81 people in here. So
good luck, tribe.
But we are doing a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, draw. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
Poppany Hecker.
Poppany Hecker.
I do not know who Poppany Hecker is.
Who's Poppany Hecker?
So, one thing I guess I didn't bring up, and I think everybody who's a regular knows this. I don't know who you are, Poppany Hecker. So, sorry, I'm going to make an executive decision. Everyone's already agreeing with me. Sorry, Poppany Hecker, you are disqualified.
Engage in the chat so we get to know you, and welcome.
Yes. Next time. Hey!
Oh, shit. Lucky winner, chicken
you
dinner.
You are the winner of the Beluga. Yeah, sorry, Poppany Hecker. Don't know who you are. First time you showed up, and it was just for a giveaway. We haven't seen you all night. Too many people do that from time to time, so good luck next time. But pop in and chat with us, like Javon said, so we get to know you. And just like everyone was saying, though, seemed a little sus. So,
and if you're legit, that's the real value in being in here, is getting to know the people, and you'll just win by association. So,
correct.
Chat in the group and know you'll be accepted regardless of what you say, or you'll be put in timeout. But that's not a big thing.
So, sorry about your luck there, Popney.
Just know you're not Ian Coates. You're not number 123.
But now, OTIP, congratulations, brother. You know I already got your address, so...
Wait, who's OTIP?
What's that?
Who's OTIP? Never heard of him.
Yeah, OTIP the turd burglar here.
Reroll it.
But Douglas, I will get this out. Tomorrow's Sunday, so it won't go out till Monday. But I'll send you tracking and all that.
Rumor has it Monday's President's Day. It might not go out till Tuesday.
Yes, actually. Good call on that. Troy, that also means that your package that I guess maybe I dropped it off around 3 o'clock. It might have gotten in transit, but still, you got Sunday and Monday being a holiday, so you're I don't know if you heard,
nice guys are screwed.
I don't know if you heard, Maddie, but Troy was officially the first person to order some cherry scented Satisfaction special edition. So, but nonetheless, Douglas, I will get this out to you. So, congratulations, Douglas. I'm super stoked for you.
Great knife, and much better than Tonto.
Izzy's going through the doggy door over there. We don't use handles in this house.
Oh, Gary.
That looks like a party shed.
It's the back patio for this house, and it is. It's a party patio.
That's huge. That looks like it's 20 feet out.
Yeah, it's huge. There's a bunch of tables. There's a fridge. There's Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
They said hi. Katie, they said hi.
She's like, I don't care. I'm at a party.
Hi. Stevie.
Yes.
I just hopped on real quick because they're doing a giveaway. Well, they did.
Oh, he's getting busted. Y'all be quiet.
Oh, we weren't supposed to say hi, huh?
Oh, no. Eli was heckling Shane earlier because he was on.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I'll show it on the party patio.
Yes, the party patio.
Oh, the chandeliers are made out of Bud Light bottles.
All my partied out family are inside.
So your brother's enlisting?
He's leaving the 22nd.
Oh,
congratulations and thank
Where's
you.
he going? Illinois?
Is it Iowa?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking
I don't
you.
know. I can't remember. Yeah.
He's going to the middle of the country, opposite of where the oceans are. So
You know what's funny? You know how I corrected Matt? He's not a seaman, right? He's not going to be.
he had sperm pineapples on the table.
That's my family.
That's hilarious. That is
They
so
didn't-
good. I would
Yeah.
love your family.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, my
All
family's
you guys.
really relaxed.
yeah, they're cool. There were just so many of them.
Most of them were in here. Well, there's more than just our family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because
It's a
Caleb
big celebration.
popular
It is.
kid. Yeah,
oh.
my kid was going in and out of the dog door. I don't know
Oh.
if you saw that.
I was showing him.
Okay.
Eli saw him.
Yes, he did, and I told him not to do that. But you know,
Hi, Katie. Oh.
What is he doing out in the yard and talking to me? We got you busted, didn't we?
I'm getting yelled at.
Oh boy!
I thought I was hidden well enough.
She came over all nice.
She's thinking right now, he's out there talking to his friends.
Yeah.
Jesus, Gary, you can't even.
Oh,
Y'all
there
wanna
were
see what
Marines
a floppy
here.
F5.5 looks like?
Yeah.
Idiots out walking. There were some Marines here. They were talking. They said Marine stands for my ass rides in Navy equipment. And they kept telling them that.
My brother, ex-brother-in-law, is naval surgeon stationed with the Marines. And when it comes down to it, they have a great relationship. When the shit hits the fan,
I can't see Ed's comment that everyone is laughing at.
the Grateful Parent has one of these, and the D-Tent is amazing.
Her brother's name is Caleb, and he wants to work on aircraft.
Oh,
That's cool.
Ed.
What did Ed do?
struck first. I forgot I gave Ed a super wrench, and he
Oh.
deleted Gary's comment and put him in timeout. Oh, Ed got him.
Ed is
Fuck
looking
around and you
out.
find out, Gary. You fuck around and you find out.
Yeah, don't talk about the people who serve. God damn it. Freedom isn't free.
Nope.
Cost $1.25.
All right.
Gary. Hey, let's not forget. Gary's a Marine.
He is.
Anybody want to buy an F5.5?
That's why.
Jake is selling one too.
I know. I want to buy Jake's. My
Maybe he'll
details
trade.
up.
Oh.
I
Well,
love
let's
the
say that.
knife. I'm not going to sell it. I was kidding, but I will get another one probably. This is a knife because of the jimping and because of just the way it fits my hand. I probably will own another one. This was my first one, and I like it, but the detent's just lame. Is your detent snappy on that D10?
I've never had. This is the black denim micarta.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it snappy or is it kind of like mine?
No, it's absolutely snappy, and I have. That's the green micarta, right?
It's natural, I think, or green.
They
My
did
phone's about
brown
to
and they
die.
did green, and the green looks more natural than it is.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
Dick Balls.
I'm gonna
It's
find a
that
charger.
drop.
I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
Bye.
But no, the detent's fine on the one that I have, and I'm selling it only because I had 4, then I was down to 3, and then I sold 1 to Mike Reese, and now I have 1 more left. I'm just keeping my black, my black micarta.
I like that denim. Because it's
Yeah.
got a stonewash blade, or what kind of blade is that? Is that blackwash or stonewash?
They did an acid wash on it.
Oh,
They did a limited release of these black and blue. I sold my blue denim, and I wish I would have kept that one and sold the black, but because the blue denim was some of the best micarta I've seen. But yeah, I despite some people's hate of it, I love it.
I love it. I just wish mine had better detent. And I am
Yeah,
going to get another one.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I'm not a detent slob. I mean, or snob. I still carry it. Thank you, Sobex. It's just if I put my finger in there, it gets stuck.
Really?
Yeah, but if I go for the front of the hole, I have no problem.
Yeah, I wish that they stopped doing LMAX and they moved to all M390. And I wish they did more LMAX. But because the LMAX that I had on my F5.5, that was a knife that I didn't sharpen it. I carried that knife for over a month, paired with my Dapper. I carried those two for a month challenge, and that LMAX on the F5.5, like I have videos of me carving a bunch of like hot dog sticks with it, doing a bunch of actual tasks with it, and then coming home and still just feathering paper with it. Like the edge was awesome on that on the LMAX.
I've been pleased with every LMAX blade I have. And this Tau X LMAX has stayed very, very sharp. I don't know what the heat treat is. Again, I don't know that. I just know it's very sharp and it's cut through everything I put it through, which is not a lot.
Company. But yeah, tell us more.
What I
about
don't like is the way the studs are angled. I don't like the fact that they're really fit the thumb nicely, but the reverse flick is all jacked up for me.
Yeah.
Looks like it's in there a little bit tight.
It is, but it hits the thumb perfectly because your thumb hits
Yeah.
right there, but your middle finger is tight back there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Have y'all seen any reviews on the Pulsar, the Kunwu Pulsar?
No, I'm waiting to. I know Duty's Daggers just got his. I'm not sure if he put out a video on it or not yet. But
He did. He did a disassembly, and Matt, MC got 7 in because they're doing some G10.
oh, okay.
They're doing 2 not G-Carta. What's the G10 that's swirly? It looks red and white and blue and white. It looks like G-Mascus, but it's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
G-Mascus, right?
G-Mascus.
Yeah, G-Mascus. So they're doing 2 G-Mascus. They're doing 800 of the texture tie, 150 of the smooth tie with the orange peel, like my like the towels and like the others. And then they're doing 150 because it's got the numbering on his of the G10 red and the G10 blue, which they're all LMAX blades, but the G10 MC says are going to be considerably less. Well, the titanium was like $199 on the Kickstarter.
Oh, wow.
And they come with 2 sets of springs, and supposedly the detent can be snappy as shit.
Yeah, I think Duty said he already changed his to the stronger springs.
I jumped in his live this morning. It was the first time I'd seen his face and actually heard him engage, and I really liked him.
Yeah, I'm going to go on with him on Tuesday. I fully meant to be up this morning, but it didn't end up going to bed till like 4:30 or 5 a.m., so I slept right through it. I wanted to be up for G-Ball also. But yeah.
So when are you going to be on with him Tuesday? I didn't even know. I just subscribed to him last week, so he hadn't been on my radar. He's brand new to me, and I really enjoyed his vibe.
Oh, yeah, man. Kevin's awesome.
So Tuesday night?
Yeah, he started doing Tuesday, I think. So he's West Coast also. I think he goes on late at like 8 o'clock or something.
So 10 o'clock our time.
Yeah. So
sweet, dude. I'll look for that for sure.
Hey, look at that.
Tri-State it's Saturday night. Jesus.
I actually had like 5. It was because I drank too much coffee on the live stream, and it was one of those where I just could not fall asleep. I was tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. Oh.
And I'll quote Jay Adams, since you're such a pony. You don't quit skating because you get old. You get old because you quit skating.
Yep.
So you don't go to bed early because you get old. You get old because you go to bed early. If you live by that, you will thrive and prosper. If not, I have nothing to say to you.
That's right. 2 to 3 hours behind the rest of us. Yeah, I'm out here on the West Coast.
And it's beautiful out there, by the way.
What was Tiana? I haven't been in any Kevin's lives for a while, but
I noticed Kevin released a podcast today. I didn't watch it, but he had some people. I watched the beginning where he was doing a solo, saying that he was going to have a couple of friends on, and they were recording it as a podcast instead of a live, so they could just talk. Nice. But I haven't seen it. It's episode 1. I think Tri-State started that with, or didn't start it, but does that with Richie and Brian, and then I forget who Lefty mentioned the 2 or 3 guys that were going to join him for his. I didn't know any of them, but
that's what JB's doing for a while with like the channel chats
that weren't live, but they were just like having people record it, talk, and then release it.
Yep, that's how I did when I did Ray's every day City Carry. When I did his podcast, yeah, we taped it, or we just did it, like backyard on StreamYard, and then he released it like 2 or 3 days later. Same with JB when I did his. I've been thinking about doing something as well.
I'm telling you, I think there's a market because I watch a lot of podcasts. I consume a lot of podcasts when I travel. They're usually entertainment, which is like comedy, or they're SEO, SEM, work-related digital stuff. But I do think that the format makes the content engaging. Mm-hmm. And I think that the knife community does a good job, but I think that there's a way to have an EDC experience with people from different kind of likes and dislikes that would just be awesome.
Yep.
if it was planned out. So I love seeing people get in and trying it.
Well, and maybe because you're not live, you get a different type of conversation too.
Right.
But,
It's just like talking in a room, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm 56 and I skateboard every day. I have 14 decks set up.
Wow. But we are at the 2.5 hour mark, and I think that I'm gonna be wrapping it up here. I'm because I was up so late. I thought I'd have more stamina in me, but I do not. And also, is SKL tonight?
It is.
SKL's back at its normal time tonight. I am wearing my Big Red EDC shirt tonight.
My oversized Thrasher garage that Lefty wrapped a knife in and sent me. I'm going to get the panic. Look, it swallows me. Appreciate you guys coming on, and appreciate this is some of the most people I've had on in a long time, so appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. Tomorrow, let's see. So Zach does not do. Did Zach figure out what he's doing? I've not heard an announcement, but I know we have our service with Tri-State early first, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Cole does. Do you do ones on Sunday too?
He's in here. Yeah, he does Sunday morning. Like it's 10 o'clock my time. I want to say 11 o'clock his time. But he needs to correct me.
How many do you do a week? Like the fucking Elmer dude. You guys do like 5 a week?
They do guest appearances on each other's shill sessions.
Go fucking figure.
The funniest, the greatest live moment that I've ever seen, and I'm going to tell you this truthfully, since I've been in the knife community, was the night that Cole was supposed to be a guest on Elmer's Live and fell asleep and didn't show up. And we watched Elmer squirm in real time, calling Cole furiously on his cell phone, and then just putting the phone down and talking shit about Cole for the next hour and a half. That was classic.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. But
guys, I've enjoyed it more than y'all know, and I love every single one of you guys, and just glad to be able to see y'all from time to time.
Thursdays around 8 p.m. for Zach. Okay, so he's going to kind of go after Lefty? Because that's 8 p.m., I'm assuming, since Zach is on the Western Coast as well. That's cool. That's not a bad time, really.
Tri-State, you dodged a bullet, my friend. That was the best thing. That was your 6-foot Jesus keeping you out of the web. Go up and rub his head.
But tomorrow also, Stella goes live at 3:30. Holy shit, Ed, you're a
gentleman and a scholar and an overall fantastic human.
Holy crap, Ed. Hey, Ed's even made the fart wall. He's one of the few people that has his own assigned fart. Ed, you know which one I'm hitting you with. A number 30. That's the Ed. Ed, you're a maniac. And awesome, dude. Holy crap, man. Thank you. It will be put to good use. I do try to, with the money that I get in from super chats and whatnot, that's what I try to do to give back. So Vince, I wanted to end with, Vince is doing his raffle tomorrow. I bought 6 tickets for said Stevie channel members. And real quick, I should probably pull that up and make sure if you guys are in here. Let's see here. Where's my chat with Vince? But anytime there's a raffle, I did it with Jason Brown's raffle. I bought spots for people, and a couple people that I bought tickets for won. And then I also did it for Knife Rights. So I tried it with the money that I bring in from you fine awesome folks. I try to give it back. But for those of you, I haven't seen any. Let's see. So Zachariah Odd, I did not see you tonight, but you are one of the people that I bought a ticket for. Sharp Guy, you still out there? Sharp Guy has a ticket. Gary the Last Ranger has a ticket. Oreo Dave, you still out there? Brand New American and EDC Oz are the 6 tickets that I drew for tomorrow. So I don't know when Vince will be doing that. It could change 1,000 times between now and tomorrow. Who knows?
If I was you guys, I would run out and grab a ticket for good luck. I'm going to.
You know, absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Yep, Todd, I try. You know, but yes, $10 could potentially get you an Oz Machine Roosevelt. So,
and there's a lot of other stuff too.
Oh yeah, also one of the prizes is this Jigged Titanium Penguin XL an M390 that I donated. So this is a traditional pocket knives exclusive Jigged tie. I did a blade swap and hardwire swap on it, so it's the reverse tux. But that's going in the giveaway. That's one of the prizes, and there's 15 others.
And what a great cause!
A TRM Shadow that Vince also donated. Yes, it is closed now. You can still donate, but the raffle is closed. He's got everything. He's putting all that together now, and so no, Josh, he did close it. Or hit him up, talk to him. I don't know, Vince. I don't think you're still here, but I think he closed it. So, yeah, he kept extending.
What currency you're giving him?
Right.
You're right, Practical Terry. I think you are right.
But yeah, it's a good cause. I always try to buy tickets for these things. I don't ever expect to win, but it's going to a good cause.
Absolutely, it's a great cause.
Poppy, that's just the way it goes, man. It's no disrespect whatsoever. I typically do preface the drawings with that speech. I was looking at everyone tonight as people that we're typically watching or hanging with, so I didn't cross my mind. But yeah, Poppy, if you're still listening, it's no disrespect, but people that we're not like some of the other channels that invite you in just to give you stuff away. We like to give stuff to people that hang out and, not just support my channel, but are part of, the actual community. So when we don't know someone and we see them just show up for the giveaway, we want to rerun that. So it is what it is. I'm sorry if you don't come back, but
it's a great community, great place to hang.
I'm sorry, and it went to OTIP ultimately, so I'm not mad about it. I'm not trying to be a dick about it by any means, but I think the chat was behind me.
100%.
So,
and I think a lot of it is the sins of those that came before you.
I said that. We said that to Snoopy that showed up for it briefly tonight. He showed up on Maddie's, and we said the same thing. Like, hey man, who are you? Let's tell us a little bit about yourself. And he got taken aback a little bit. And we explained it to him, and he came back and he chatted, and then he showed up again tonight. So. Yeah. But we had to explain to him there have been too many
people that are just here for free stuff.
And I think that's why we're such a close community, and we look out for the guy to the left, the guy to the right, and each other, even though we don't agree all the time. That's what makes it special, because we do hang out all the time. I mean, every night I feel like I'm with you guys in some form or fashion.
And there are channels out there, if you do want to just show up for giveaways, there's actually channels out there that you can do that for. And that's the way they do things,
Newsflash, your odds are go way down.
Yeah.
When you're 1 in 746.
Yeah. But anywho, Yeah, appreciate y'all. And someone asked me. I'll end with this. Someone asked me. Forget who. I teased it a little bit yesterday. Let's see. Can I? All right. I'm gonna end with this. So I have a video that I'm very. If I could get just a shameless plug in, I can plug my own show on my own show.
Absolutely.
Right? A shameless plug on my own show. What am I talking about? Projects. I'm gonna just show you guys the thumbnail of my video that is dropping tomorrow morning, and I'm extremely excited for it. Share screen. Where to go? Window. Where to go? So this is the thumbnail for my video tomorrow morning. I have finally. Oh shit! What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, dudes?
Hey there.
I officially finally acquired my Grail. It was supposed to arrive on Tuesday. It arrived today. I haven't shown it off tonight, but I'm ecstatic. This is dropping in the morning, and yeah, let's just
Holy
say
shit.
Stevie's a happy camper.
Congratulations, brother. Duty.
So that'll be dropping in the morning. But yeah, a couple people have seen it, but yeah, it's awesome.
I can't wait to see that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What thumbnail software do you use? That didn't look like Canva.
No, this is Adobe Express.
I got you. You've got it figured out.
Oh, I mean, I have a work Adobe account, and when I have Adobe Pro or whatever it is, because of that, I have access to Adobe Express. So I don't know if it's any good or better or worse than the other stuff. It's just what I have access to, so that's what I,
Pretty much still point and click and drag and choose elements.
Yeah. It's like almost all basic stuff, nothing fancy. But yeah, I take my photos, pull it into there. I have a specific. I'm trying to do a little consistency, so I use the exact same font. I just recently started trying to do. I don't know. I think my thumbnails have gotten plain and looking like everyone's else, so I'm going to start going back to taking shots outside again, I think.
I'm doing weird stuff.
I just started experimenting, and I just changing it up. Every couple months, I change things up.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
super important.
I don't know if it's the right way to go. I don't care enough about it to where, but they've been performing better than they have been for a while. So I guess
it's hard to tell.
It is, because everyone says, "Hey, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do." And I've tried them all, and so I'm also starting to think the common denominator of stuff not working is me. So at some point, I have to accept the fact that I make content for a very small amount of people, which I'm totally okay with. But every once in a while, a thumbnail of mine will bring in people, or I get lucky and just so happen to do something very similar to like Tri-State, and I find out that, or not Tri-State, Jared Neves, and I find out that my video gets recommended after his, and then all his people come over and fucking flood my comments with, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not I don't know that kind of stuff. But
at least they're there.
Yeah. So, but I also found out one way, if you want subs and start getting a lot of views on videos, buy a really shitty Liang Ma Field Duty 3.5 and make a video about it. That video, it's rare that I get videos that get 6,000-7,000 views. I mean, some of my Ferrum Forge videos get that type of numbers, but this one went, and I picked up like 110 subs off of it. So,
wow.
Good content gets good people, and what you'll notice in your analytics, because that's the business that I'm in, YouTube determines how many times to show your thumbnail as an impression.
Right.
So that's what writing the algorithm's about. So if your impression is shown 100,000 times, or it's shown 2 million times, that's going to make all the difference, regardless of how niche that audience is, of what your engagement is.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and one day I'll pay attention to that stuff. I did early on, and then I just stopped.
No, I think the best way to grow is just put out a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be highly produced. It's just put out content. And then if you want to look at it once a quarter to see if something's performing, I would never look at your analytics from a strategic standpoint, if you are strategic, more than once a quarter. And then look at your quarterly performance if you want to change up what you do. But I just look at it. The reason I started my channel to actually put content on it is because I have to look at clients' analytics. So I have to look at their social media analytics, and I'd never seen the YouTube platform. So that was why I wanted to be able to see what they see, right, when they're in their business account. So I look at it quarterly, and I always tell customers, whether it's Google Analytics or your social media analytics, you want to look at them if you're running a business monthly, but you don't want to make knee-jerk decisions except quarterly.
Right. Gonorrhea, I've already said that's the best $375 I've sunk into the channel, honestly. And I think I actually do finally have it sold. So
nice. So you ended up getting that issue fixed. Did he sent you a new one or fixed one?
Yeah. So my issue was, look, the detent is what it was. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. Yes, it's on the light side if people wanted to know. It was, but mine was more. It had a blem in the micarta around the lanyard.
They drilled it from the back and blew it out.
I didn't even have to ask around, and I knew that. And then I started asking people like Jake and Bill, and they took one look at it. These are guys that they know micarta. They took one look at that and they said, "Yep, that's." Now, again, I say in my video, it was very small. It was very small. But everything just started to add up with the pre-order, and also he got the card of authenticity wrong. And then again, and I'm not attacking him personally and just going off of what I said, what the experience, when I pointed it out to him, he was like, "Oh, no, that's just the way micarta is." And that's when I was like, So he at first he didn't really offer anything. And I said, "Just send me new scales." And then I thought about it, and I was like, I want my, look, could I have demanded my money back? I'm sure. But when we get involved in these pre-orders, there is on us, it does say no refunds, So I'm on both sides of customer service a lot. So I wasn't going to play that card. I was going to give him the opportunity to make it right. And so I said, "Hey, fix this shit." And he's like, "Cool, send me shipping and give me extra money for shipping on the way back." And I was like, "Well, that's not happening." So he sent me a shipping label. I sent it back to him. But then when he got back to me, he wasn't addressing what my issues were. At that point, so when I was talking to him and had sent it back, none of the Jared Neve stuff had happened yet. This didn't happen.
Yours was before.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 days after when I had mine. But at that point, everyone was only talking detents, basically. So he responded back and he said, "Are you happy with your detent?" And I said, "Dude, I didn't contact you about my detent. I contacted you about my issues." And he's like, "Because I got one with a medium detent." And I was like, "Dude, I want a not imperfected knife. And so he finally obliged and sent me a good one. It is good. Detent is, I did take it apart, gave it a little bit more lock bar pressure. It's fine. He did offer to send it back to Riyadh to have the hole redone and all that, and I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah.
So I said in my follow-up video, I do think I'm going to sell it, but I also kind of want to keep it as a reminder. It'll never get pocket time. I'll never put it in my pocket. But I did end up saying that knife is a good shame on us for the simple fact that if these designers are going to come out with something like that, and we as customers just take them on faith, and we don't see any prototypes that go around, and we don't see anyone actually doing a review, we don't see Neve doing something first, we don't see Kevin or whoever, any of us, handling this knife before it goes into production, and we order that on blind faith, it's a roll of the dice. So I take some of the onus on us. We assumed because he had such a good track record, although he hadn't done a pre-order before, but he had such a good track record that we all just took it at face value. None of us expected it to be 15, 16 months, but we did expect higher quality out of him. And then when it didn't, all this, I'm sure, could have been avoided had we had some prototypes floating around. So, so that's why I said shame on us. A little bit. I'll take a little bit of responsibility in that one. But, again, long story short, he did what I asked him to do. It took some coercion, but he finally did. So, that being said, and I've owned 3 other Liang Ma's. That'll be my last go around with Liang Ma.
That's my number one.
I still think the OG Field Duty EDC. That was I had the carbon fiber one. I ended up selling it to my friend Ken, but that's still one of the. I have a video on it, and I don't change my mind on it. It's one of the best knives I've ever had. So, yeah,
it's regrettable.
Yeah. And again, I'm not going to kick a man while he's down.
And I'll tell you, it wasn't an isolated incident on the tags, because my good friend in Huntsville, A to Z EDC, got the exact same variation you got, Stevie. And when I went to his house, I told him to check his certificate of authenticity, and his was exactly the same wrong. And he had his back from Liang in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's either got switched up or they were duplicated or something.
Yeah. And yeah, my point with the tag more than anything was, so when I went to Blade West, when I saw him at Blade East, I gave him a little bit of shit about the pre-order, because at that point it had still already been 6 months. We're like, hey, what's up? No updates. And he's like, oh, updates are coming soon. And we kind of let him off the hook. Then I saw him in October at Blade West in person again. And now it's a year later. And I'm like, dude, what's up with our pre-order, man? And I got all the excuses, Lithuanian carbon fiber and all this, and flipper tabs weren't right. And he's like, but don't worry. He's like, as a thank you, I'm having these special cards of authenticity made up, a one-of-a-kind laser-etched titanium, as a thank you for putting up with the extended lead times. And I just looked at him and I was like, you're screwing with me, right, Liang? And he's like, no, these are going to be really nice. I said, it's a card of authenticity that's going to sit in the pouch
forever.
Big thank you. Yeah. I was like, come on, man.
Plus, if it's wrong, it doesn't authenticate anything.
So when it shows up wrong and that's supposed to be my thank you, now granted, errors can be made. I get that. But it was that. It was the imperfection. It was the way he treated me that finally I was just like, you know what? That'll be my last time.
Wash my hands of it.
Yeah. But again, I got no problem if other people do. What I will say is that he's still got plenty of supporters out there. I get hit up every day. That video is still rolling, and I get plenty of people that are still, big fans of Leong. So,
Has anyone tried to defend him? I haven't seen anyone trying to defend him.
no one outright has come out and defended him, but he's definitely got his fans that felt people are attacking him. And the problem is, so I got a lot of comments when he first released that one video attacking Jared. You had a lot of people that before he took it down that are such fans of his were jumping into my comments echoing what he said. It was a total, he shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that. The minute he takes it down and said, I hear ya, I'm going to send it back to Rhea, these same people that deleted their comments came back and said, I'm like, okay, so you guys are just, you're just regurgitating what this guy is telling you.
They want to make sure they're on the right side of history.
Right. So those are just shit posters at that point. I can't take these people's serious at all.
No.
I think there's a big difference in defending the knife itself and defending his actions regarding questions about what people got.
Right. Sorry,
I mean, everybody can make mistakes, but
yes,
it's how they deal with it is.
So I think God, that is a nightgown on you, isn't it, Javon? Yeah, I think we all agree. And again, this is a point I brought up in my brought up in a couple videos. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to fuck up. We all understand that. It's how you deal with them. That again, he could have, if he wouldn't have done that whole thing that he did and just came out with the, hey, you know what, you guys are absolutely right, I was wrong, dude, he could have came out on the other side, and not had people going after him. But yeah,
well, he's allowed to make mistakes, and we are allowed to critique his work.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the other thing that I said time and time again, it's too bad because the knife itself is pretty awesome. I do like the knife. So much about it he absolutely nailed. It got tainted though, unfortunately. But now it lives on in infamy on duty.
On duty.
Yeah, I didn't even order one. I've never even handled one.
That's a community step up right there, brother. And that was must see TV.
Hey, Canuck. I got to laugh. People slam Ma over a weak detent, yet Devo releases a knife for the break team. Yeah. I will agree with that. But I also think that they didn't once deflect. Devo didn't once deflect. They said, fuck. We dropped the ball on QC.
Yeah, and they fixed it. Yeah.
Now, again, you get a pass. If this happens again, Kev, I love you. That can't happen again. And I don't think he'd let it again. You don't think that the fucking eggs on his face over that? I know that he's like, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But what I will say is majority of people that got the field duty, some say, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. But then I think there's more people that got let's see here. Where is my... here is my growler, the one that everyone complains about. I think the majority of people got one that absolutely have zero problems as I fail it. So I think it was a minority of people that got knives that had a weaker detent than people that didn't. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
There's also a big difference in the product.
The price point, the fact that
Yes.
it wasn't a pre-order, the fact that the blade geometry is great, that the handle ergos are great. Mine is one that has a little bit lighter detent, and what I learned was it's a larger hole that makes it more awkward to flick from what I'm used to. And they're not all going to be Liang Ma EDC Field Duty or Jaeger detents or GOM detents, but you can get used to any detent if you carry the knife enough. Our problem is we carry a different knife every day, and then we judge things based on that, as we should. There should be a baseline, right? But that doesn't mean that a lighter detent, if it's tuned for a front flip, but I like to flip it and I want it to be tighter, it's so subjective. I'd hate to be a maker trying to think, what do they want and how do I make everybody happy?
No. But you guys are definitely right. It's also a little, probably connect to your point, the fact that these were what, $70? Were these
$70 after discount, or
70 some bucks versus $375
in 12 months?
Not that you should just get a pass because it's a cheap knife, but yeah.
I think on the Field Duty, I mean, you'd already waited close to a year and a half.
Yeah.
You were already not happy before you got that knife in the first place.
And absolutely, I had already said
right there. Yeah,
and I was cognizant of that because I had said in a dozen videos over the past couple months, as soon as I get it, I might not even open it up, and I might just pass it along.
Yeah.
Your experience was soured.
It was.
Yeah.
Now I tried to not let that, but the nail in the coffin was because initially I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. And then when that blem shot out at me, I'm like, oh hell no, And that's when that's when the sourness just, it's like piercing the gland when you're skinning its ear. It just soured the whole experience, And so yes, all that affected me.
Yeah,
there's a great video.
Yeah, I don't know, but CPM. The best cheeseburger comes from a Vietnamese laundromat.
Well, you said the whole thing about the weak detent on the growler. That if it happens again, then it's a little bit more of an issue. Well, the mash came after that. Perfect. Right. I didn't hear one complaint about the detent. This thing is absolutely perfect. So they did it. They fixed whatever was happening. I don't know if it was the same OEM or not, but regardless,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
And they admitted that they did. Since this was a White Mountains exclusive, they didn't QC them all, which they'll never not do again. When the Pony Stout comes in, that'll be the real test, and I think it'll be great because it's a budget or size knife, and I forget who the OEM is, but they're going to definitely quality check all of them.
Yeah.
Jared, you're ruining my surprise. Stop. I've just been teasing it.
Nobody saw it.
That's my homie Jared, who I picked it up from. It's never shameless with you, OTIP. You just got the Tempest Microburst from the pass around, so I'll be posting a video. Oh, nice.
Sweet.
I gotta say, I don't know what everyone's opinion about the Microburst is, but that was not a knife that I cared for, so I chose not to get in the pass around on that. And Casey just hit me up last night, and he said, "Hey, I haven't seen you sign up for the which I have been calling the Starburst. It is the Microburst." He said, I haven't seen you sign up for it. Did you want to get in on it? And I said, nah, I'm good. Just because it's not for me, and I know I'm not gonna like it. And why bring it in just to? Casey already probably thinks I don't like him from all the shit that I flip him. So I don't want to get in his knife and then shit on it if I don't like it. And I mean, maybe I did and it's good, but I just told him, no, thank you. I'm not I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm with you on that
Everybody
one.
likes what they like.
Me
So,
too.
Right.
They just haven't spoke to me. Not really, none of them have. And I love, he's a great guy. It's just I haven't been drawn to any of them yet. And
Yeah,
the growler, I didn't buy a stout, but the growler I like the look of it. And if they come out with a premium growler, whether it's U.S. made or it's made by Best Tech, I'm stoked about that night.
Yep, I'm on the same page as y'all.
waiting on that the joint Kevin's got coming.
Yeah, that's going to be a cool one. I think it's hilarious that him, of all people, went down the slip joint hole. Because for those of you that don't know, he was not like that at all in the beginning.
No.
And I've been around for Kevin since, early 100 subs. And he I don't fucking get this.
He was the action guy. I mean, that's all it was.
All he, back when he was still drinking seltzer and burping and, show up, he'd be full of cat hair doing his,
Well, what do you mean when he was brewed up?
Yeah.
Those were epic.
So yeah,
but that just shows how people's knife collecting likes evolve. I mean, I still don't want a slip joint, and the reason I don't want one of Ben's is because I don't want to fall down that hole. I don't want to say I get this now and then start. I don't have any cases. I don't have space. I don't have the money to fund $2.99 times every single one that comes out because that's how my brain works.
You might not financially recover from that.
No.
I haven't historically been into slip joints either, but I recently got the Ohio River Jack. I think it's a really good alternative to the Jack Wolf knives. It's only like $150 around there, and full tie. It's fucking awesome, man. Hell yeah, bro!
I looked at that and I was looking at the full tie hog on traditional pocket knives.
Yeah, that one too is awesome. Yeah,
those are both nice knives. But again, I don't want to go there. Yep, that one. Which one do you like better, Stevie?
Well, I gotta say, and my other two that I have in my Lancelot leather slips are out in my garage, but so I don't think I have. I don't have the sheep's foot Ohio River Jack handy. That's what you had, right? Duty? Is that what you showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sheep's foot is really, really good on the Ohio River Jack, but the hedgehog is pretty gnarly in itself.
It's sick. Yeah.
So what do you think about slip joints now? Are you going to buy more of them?
I mean, I've always been fairly into them. I have a few that I've had, since I was a kid. And then it was my first time meeting up with Pocket Metal, all those years, while back, that he, turned me on to, in many ways, slip joints. And then really the one that made me fall back in love is when I got the GEC toenail clipper.
Nice.
So yeah, there are a few out there that pique my interest. I'll never be full on, but there is something nice about toss it in a slip, toss it in your pocket, and I like it. So,
do you have a Jack Wolf yet?
Mm-hmm.
Have you handled one?
I have.
Yeah, I handled one at Blade Show, but I didn't spend any considerable time with it. They look very thin. They look well done.
They are. They're so when you compare the Ohio River Jack to the Jack Wolves, it's not really a fair comparison.
No, of course not.
Different materials, different price points for one. It's at least at minimum half the cost of a Jack Wolf.
Yeah.
But and also, and Ben's a great guy. I've talked to Ben a bunch of times. Really cool dude. But I would say Ohio River Jack. I would point people towards the Ohio River Jack. So you can save a little bit of money, and then you can send it in like these jigged titanium ones. Or maybe you know how to do it yourself. Get some anodization done to it. They're a blank canvas,
Right.
I like what he's doing and with the different scale options and whatnot, but they are super slicey. Were you there, Javon, when Nuz cut himself wide open on it at Blade Show?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, so Snuzz Nuz is one of those maniacs that the way he opens and closes, the way he opens he does it like Austin from traditional pocket knives does, where he, goes like 3/4 of the way and then puts his thumb on the blade, and I won't even do it, and pops it open. And I had seen him do that to countless knives during our trip. He had been doing that. We're at the Jack Wolf booth, and I just got done filming an interview with Ben, and Nuz picks up the sharpshooter jack was the only one that was out at the time, and Nuz goes to do that, and Ben's like, "Hey man, don't do that, it's gonna slice you." And Nuz being Nuz goes, like, "Don't tell me what to fucking do." Pops it open, and I'm talking to Ben, and that's all. You just you see Nuz just kind of looking around, and he's like, "That's never happened before." And we look down, and Nuz is now bleeding.
He's filleted his finger
on his knife, on his thumb, and Ben's like, "I fucking told you not to do that." And Nuz is like, "Yeah, I should have listened to you." He's like, "That's the sharpest knife I've ever handled," as he's just dripping blood. Also, on planet fucking Pluto.
I love Snuzz. That's great. That's classic. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so Ben grabs him a bandage, and Nuz is just like, "That's never happened to me before," But yeah, it literally is one of the sharpest knives I've seen. They're super thin, super. They don't seem very robust, though.
No, they're very thin.
You feel like you could break it. In my opinion.
Think they're for cutting fruit and cheese, right? Isn't that kind of what the deal is?
Not much more than that, really.
Yeah.
Or packages.
Yeah, I mean this one feels pretty tough, man.
Yeah,
those are more substantial. I think when you look at them, they look more beefy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how big the Jack Wolves really are. Are they basically the same length as the?
They're a little smaller, even.
Are they? Okay.
They are approximately the same size. They fit in the same size slips.
Okay. All right.
Oh, is that? I never thought to ask you that. So the Jack Wolf and the Ohio River
Jack Wolf
and the Hedgehog,
the Spear Point, and the Hedgehog all fit in the same slip.
Gotcha.
The Spear Point of the Ohio River Jack, and I think one of the other blades. I don't remember which one it is. Maybe the Warncliffe.
The Warncliffe, yes. The sheep's foot is the one that's just a little bit wider at the tip there.
Right.
Anyone tried? Have any of you guys tried the double bladed ORJs?
Yeah, Stevie's got one of them.
I've been curious about those.
That's on my table out there also. Yeah.
How do you like it? It's got to be much thicker.
Oh yeah. It's big time thicker.
Yeah.
I mean, even the slip that you made for that Joe's, I think, almost twice the size.
Wow. Okay.
It's about 25% wider, I guess.
25% wider. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Probably 3/8 of an inch thicker, maybe quarter inch, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But the actual footprint's the same. It's just the thickness.
Gotcha. Okay.
You do think that it's QSP? Because they're the same. They OEM'd the Ohio River Jacks too.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't disclose the OEM, does he?
No. He's for the last 2 years we've been trying to get that out of him, and everyone assumed it was Riot because the initial prototypes were done with Riot. And then when I talked to him, I think he said that Riot does his packaging, though.
Huh.
I think I heard him say that Riot does his packaging, but he's like, I can't tell you, but it's not Riot.
Well, there's only so many it could be, unless he's got a secret one.
He's a brilliant business dude. I respect. He has my mad respect.
Oh yeah, the marketing on those on the Jack Wolf knives are just absolutely insane. Such a good job.
And he was marketing those long before he
2
had
years. 2
anything
years
like
before he
that.
had anything.
Really? Wow.
That was a long process.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he had
Yeah,
all
and,
of them
I mean-
planned out a month between drops too.
Right. He's definitely, man, he's done it right, though.
Yep.
Every single drop is 100% sellout for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slips, that's what he said. Slips are coming from Riyadh. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a second wind. Got a second wind in me. But yeah, the every single drop that he does, 100% sells out. So
Yep.
he's got to be at the end of the night sleeping. I'm sure when his head hits the pillow, he goes to. But you know what? He's also a hustler, man. I'm probably wrong. He's probably, guys like Ben that are that successful. He probably
Burns it till 2
late.
a.m.
Yeah, and then gets up early and doesn't rest on his laurels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd like to handle one someday. I'm very curious just to see how it feels. I have a hard time spending that much cash on something like that personally, but I still want to try to experience it and see what it's all about.
Oh, you got all three, do you, G-Ball? No, Terry, I mean, maybe, but he was pretty open early on. The prototypes, he was pretty open that Riyadh did those. And then he ended up not going with them. And it's one of those things that everybody, oh, 99 Dave. Until he says something, everyone's just going to be, I think it's this, I think it's this, I think it's this, I think it's this. I don't know. There's, because you know what? I've handled Riyadhs that I thought were best techs. I've handled best techs that I thought were Riyadhs. I've seen work that QSP's done that I'm like, there's no way this was QSP. But yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I think QSP is a great OEM. They just got to change their stupid T6 button head screws. The worst screws in the industry. QSPs. I don't know where they source them from, but those things are soft. SAFT soft. They'll strip just looking at them. So, but yeah, I like QSP, and their rep is one of the coolest reps too. I'm a fan of QSP. David from Orion Knives, if y'all don't know, is
Gotcha.
QSP rep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Are you in the Apex group? Pass around, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade Banter is David Orion Knives, who's also the QSP rep.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the connection. Got it.
Yep. And a Pacific Northwesterner. So it's nice. Anytime I order something from them, I get it like next day.
Nice.
So I didn't put two and two together, but the first time I met him when we did the Pacific Northwest meetup at Benchmade last year, I didn't know that he was going to be there. And I also, once I saw him, I knew him as David Blade Banter from Orion Knives. I did not know that he was the QSP rep also. And he finally said, he's like, why do you keep losing Penguin stop pins? And I said, how'd you know about that? He's like, they're coming from me. And I was like, oh yeah. Now I realize, looking at going back on it, but yeah, I was doing the first knife I modded on my own was a Penguin, and I was taking it apart outside, yeeted the stop pin, and it went in between my deck, not to be found. He sent me a new one. I'm back outside putting it together, knocked my pin over, boom, there goes the stop pin. So yeah, I ended up paying like $19 because of the shipping and everything for these stupid little stop pins. But That's when I finally got the connection all together. But
Yeah.
Michael Morgan, that's interesting. Interesting observation.
the back spring on the hedgehog and the timing after, yeah, you think? I mean, they are both hollow grinds, right? Very similar hollow grind. I've not had one in. I've not seen the back spring on the hedgehog to know what you're talking about, but yeah, interesting. I don't know. I think it'd be fine if he just came out and said who it was.
I get both sides of that, though. I can see why you wouldn't want to disclose it because you don't want people to slow down, especially if you've got a monthly drop. You don't want their capacity impacted by you telling other people that they do OEM work, or because it's not easy, I'm sure, to find that relationship and get it to start singing to where you can have a relationship like they do. It seems like a strategic partnership.
Right.
So anything that's injected into that could make it more logistically challenging.
Yeah.
Yep. Off subject, but I keep forgetting. How'd your guys' hangout go tonight, Duty?
Good. It was good. So basically, I started this thing called the Blade Cartel Hangout, and initially my idea was I wanted to have like a hangout, a virtual hangout on Google Meet or Zoom or whatever to for some of the subscribers, right? So
yeah,
so they could hang out and just talk about knives, because not everybody has someone they can talk about knives with. So that was the idea. We tried like 4 or 5 of them, and it turns out people don't want to show their faces on anywhere. Not even, it was private. It wasn't even live streamed then.
Right.
People just don't want to do it. So we decided to switch it up, and now it'll be me and Jason from Puerto Rican with a Knife, and we're going to just have some guests on and do it every other week. So yeah, it turned out good. It was me and Jason. Kev stopped by, Lefty stopped by for a bit, and yeah, it's chill. We just, just like this, just bullshit for an hour or 2. So yeah.
Right on. And then you do a Tuesday night and a Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, Tuesday night 6 Pacific, and Saturday morning 7 Pacific. That's my time.
I knew. I was talking in the live last night. I knew we would probably get along fairly well after seeing your backdrop for the first time.
Yeah.
I love your dyed backdrop. That's what kept me watching this morning.
Nice.
So,
yeah, it's a good way to find out who the cool people are if they comment on it.
early on. So I never openly. Of course, the stuff that I have in the background is a little strategic, right?
Yeah.
But early on, I loved it when people would be like, "Hey, is that Terrence McKenna?" And then, because again, I mean, tonight was a little bit different. We talked knives way more than we normally do, but most of the time I'm doing these, it's talking about everything else other than the knives,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, anytime someone comments on Alex Gray or Terrence McKenna, I love going down those rabbit holes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those are fun rabbit holes.
Those are fun rabbit holes,
especially when you're experienced.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Terrence McKenna, Kyle.
Hey Shane, I'm a veteran of the psychic wars, psychedelic wars.
I still fall asleep to quite often do Terrence McKenna lectures. He's got such a catalog of lectures out there, and some of them are bad, some of them are literally they sound like they were recorded on from the back of the lecture hall on a real cassette, and they've been just digitally uploaded now.
Yeah.
So some of them are bad. Yes, me too, brand new. But yeah, and some of his stuff, it's so out there. I don't necessarily agree with everything he says,
It's interesting as fuck, though. Yeah.
He's a brilliant mind, though. Just a mind that challenged thinking in a way that a lot of people that never had before. I mean, the stoned ape theory, whether you buy it or not, is one of the most. I love that theory.
It makes perfect sense, and not only is he a brilliant mind, but to have those original thoughts through the experiences that he was going through and being able to articulate it, to me, is next level shit. Elon Musk shit.
I'll never.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'll never forget. So my daughter's 14 now. She must have been, I don't know, 8 or 9 when we started having more real world discussions with her and talking about what people's different beliefs were, and the origins of man and all that. Because we want her to form her own opinion. We're not going to push anything on her. And I said, well, in another strange theory, and I tell her about the stoned ape theory, and she's looking at me kind of weird. The next day, I heard her talking to one of her friends, and she said, "My dad thinks that we were all monkeys once, and then we ate mushrooms like the one that he's got tattooed on his leg, and it made him feel funny, and then we became people." I was like, I mean, in a nutshell, she actually got it.
Yeah.
But she also was like, my dad's nuts.
Hey, that's good. That means she's not just buying it. She's critically thinking about it.
That's one of the reasons why she gets a pass for when she is a shithead is because, we lucked out. She is not a follower. She dances to the beat of her own drum. She absolutely did not go status quo, and man, that's so far been my biggest accomplishment as a father, as a parent, is knowing that she doesn't just march. If she sees everybody marching that way, her brain instantly goes, "Well, what's over there?"
Yeah,
I'm going to go over there and see what's going on. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I should go over here, but everyone's going over here. I want to go over there, and I guess we'll take that as a win.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yes, dude. I literally have taken his advice on that. Everybody says that, Gary. It looks like George Lucas.
That kind of does.
But yeah, Terrence McKenna is, and if you guys haven't ever, I haven't finished it, but Dennis McKenna, his brother, who's an equally brilliant mind, came out after he had passed with the Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss. It's by Terrence and Dennis McKenna, and just gives it's an account of a certain period of their life, and that's a fabulous read, and it's out on audio book also. It's
Nice.
It's really good.
I'll have to check that out.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Gary. But interesting stuff to me anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally. What Javon said about having an original thought, I was thinking about that the other day. When do you think the last time I had an original thought was? Maybe never, possibly never. That's crazy.
yeah. It's not the status quo to have original thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, and also a lot of the thoughts that I have, some of them I would say maybe they're original, but they've been sparked. I've been influenced.
Yeah.
Or challenged.
So is it really original? I don't know. But to correlate it back around here, I said this in a recent video, one of the reasons why I don't watch a lot of specific reviews from other channels, if I know it's a knife that I'm eventually going to get in fairly soon, I don't want to see, I'll see thumbnails and whatnot, maybe I'll hear a little banter about it. I don't want to know what you guys have to say about it, because when I get it, I want it to be my own And then that's when I will go back after the fact and start watching videos, and I'm like, oh, I absolutely agreed with him. But we came to that conclusion on our own.
Yeah.
Because my brain will remember that stuff. So as I'm looking at a knife, I will subconsciously think, if I heard someone say the blade geometry is off, I'll look at it and my brain will just say the blade geometry is off. When I don't know that I would have necessarily thought that first. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. You think about it, we're social creatures, so we're always going to be bombarded with stimulus that we're soaking in, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. That's why I think psychedelics are so powerful, because they flip all of that upside down and give you, I might have these preconceived notions, but they could be fucking wrong, because I've been proven wrong about what I thought was reality's borderline so many times. And I think that's a good thing.
Gary, we lost you, didn't we? But yeah, so original thoughts, like you said, I don't consider myself to have too many original thoughts. That's why when I do, I'm like, eureka, I gotta write this down. I've never heard anyone else say it.
Yeah.
Rare. But then there's also, I've told this story, and people probably get tired of me telling it. There is absolutely, there's so many of us, I can have an original idea, and someone else can have the exact same original idea. And I experienced this the first time I attempted to do stand-up comedy. And I wrote a joke that I thought was going to kill. I had 5 minutes. Thought I was going to kill. I wrote a bunch of bullshit stuff, but I had one joke that I thought was going to be awesome on an open mic night. And the guy, I was nervous as shit to go up for the... I think maybe I'd do better now just because I can talk a little bit easier, which some of you are shaking your head saying, no, you can't. But the guy that went up, he was like 5 people before me, came up and basically did the exact same joke that I had that I thought was going to be my big crescendo, my closer, if you will. And I was like, I can't do this joke now. It's clearly he did it first. But I had never seen that guy. We had never been in the same room before. We had never exchanged thoughts. And I had never heard anyone else say what I said before. So it absolutely happens. I ended up dying a horrible death on stage. Just ate shit so hard. There was one person laughing harder than he's ever laughed before. That was my buddy. That was with me. I had 5 minutes. I did maybe 2 minutes at that point, and I was like, oh, that's my time. And everyone's, you got more time. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Later.
Good for you for trying that, man. I'm a huge comedy fan, and I've always wanted to try it, but I have not done it.
I like the idea of being a comedy writer more than being a performer. Like, to me, I've always been Gary, I know people that work with him, actually. I have some friends that are at low level, like middle acts, that actually work with Brian, Slicey Dicey. But to me, the idea of sitting around in a writer's room and writing monologues for people and writing sketches, sitting around with like-minded people, to me, that's way more appealing than being the one that actually gets up and delivers the joke. Because it's all the, like, I've always been fascinated by, like, National Lampoons. Just all those guys sitting around writing goofy comedy stuff. And so that's when I realized, I'm more of a collaborator than being a performer myself. But
I also really appreciate the ones that are stand-up comedians that have kind of gone into podcasting with the pandemic, but that write their own shit too. You know, like your crazy Tim Dillons that watch the news and then just fucking contrarian out, you know, or somebody who I've recently discovered who's just a weirdo is Theo Vaughn.
He's the goofiest, most awesome, most silly. I love Theo Vaughn.
But that's just the weirdest humor. It just doesn't go along with anything that and it's just because he's plays so dumb and so inbred. But it's just good stuff, you know.
But
I'd rather listen to a podcast with comedians than stand-up comedy. I think it's a better medium.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I don't go to as much live comedy, or I don't watch their comedy until I go see them. But yeah, I'm absolutely the same way. I like listening to comedians talk.
But Duty, you're right. The format's more suited for comedy because I'll watch like Tim Dillon's stand-up and I'll be like, that's not nearly as funny as him just reacting to shit that's going on that affects everybody and his take on it.
Yep.
Or another one I really like is Andrew Schultz.
And he figured that. Andrew Schultz is great. But still talking about like original guys, Doug Stanhope. Doug Stanhope is still one of the most original, most edgy, he's turned a little bit more into kind of a Carlin or a Bill Hicks, where it's not so much comedy anymore. It's just kind of a one-man show.
Yeah.
His thoughts. It's still a form of comedy, but so Mimo, my buddy, I got texts from my buddy who the guy that I was making laugh with me eating my dick on stage. My buddy that I've been to, all those pictures I showed you guys of me with comedians, he's the one taking the pictures. But he just went to Mecca. He went to the Comedy Cellar in New York and saw Jim Norton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a dream of mine, man. I want to go to the store so bad. Or the cellar, I mean.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the store and the cellar.
Both,
go
yeah.
left, go right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love hearing Joe Rogan tell stories about the Comedy Store.
Drinkwater, are you up here? Are you up in the Pac Northwest as well? I guess I didn't realize that. Tacoma Comedy Club is one of the best comedy clubs out there. I'm about an hour plus north of there, but yeah. Bill Burr is still one of the funniest. I went to the Antisocial Comedy Tour about 10 years ago as all these guys are really blowing up, but it was Norton, Burr, Dave Attell, Craig Gass was there. The headliner was I'm drawing a total blank right now. Half Baked.
Oh yeah,
Jim Brewer, who still to this day is the funniest thing I've ever seen live in person. But those guys, that was a murderer's row. Bill Burr.
Oh yeah.
Dave Attell and Jimmy Norton. And then also, really the hardest I've ever laughed, like literally making my face sore, was one of the times I saw. My brain is mush right now. Mitch Hedberg. I saw Mitch Hedberg 5 times, and seeing Mitch Hedberg, one of the times that I saw him, just that guy is the goofiest of all the goofies, man.
CPM Dave Chappelle is the old goat. He's the best storyteller. He's the funniest motherfucker that walks. Huh?
Yeah.
He's on another level.
Yeah, he's the funniest motherfucker that walks. He can walk on stage without an act and just kill.
Yeah. I should show you. I'm not going to go through pulling up pictures. I got a picture of myself with Norm Macdonald.
Nice.
Yeah, Norm was hysterical. Norm had an off night when I saw him, but was still funny in his own right. But Norm was like, "Wow, you're we got to do a meet and greet with him," and I can't do impressions, but he's like, "Wow, you're really from the Pacific Northwest, aren't you?" I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "You got a flannel on, you got a hat on, you got a beard, your eyes are glowing red like you just smoked a bunch of weed. You're really from here?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "I didn't know people are actually from the Pacific North." Like, went on this big old thing about it.
Just roasted you backstage.
Yeah. But yeah, Norm was great. Storm was great.
I'll tell you who I've really come to respect, who I never paid attention to before his scandal, and who I think's funny as fuck because I've seen him on so many podcasts lately, is Louis.
Yeah.
Him and what's her name? I saw the redhead that dates Lewis Black.
Louis, I think I've at watching a comedy special, an hour or whatever. I think Louis is probably the one that I've laughed the hardest at. He is such a funny person.
Yeah. Also, what I tell people is the funniest comedy you'll ever see is going to see comedy live. You can see people, you can watch their special on TV and be like, that guy's not that funny. You go see that person live and you'll be peeing your pants.
Yeah.
I learned that with Brian Regan. I used to think that Brian Regan was the stupidest. I'm like, why do people think he's funny? He is not funny. My buddy drugged me to see him live, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is fucking brilliant.
Did they work the room? Is that why? Because they can sense the room, and that's where the...
Yes, I guess. But I think also with comedy, and I think that this translates to concerts as well, is you're there in an intimate venue, and you're tuned in with other people on the same wavelength as you, and just the vibe that it creates. And I don't know, I'm sounding like a fucking idiot, I'm sure, but
dead to the core. I agree with that 100%.
But like just being around like-minded people, and it's like you're tuned into the hive, and
it's the power of group experience.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. Richard Pryor's great. Absolutely. You saw George Burns live? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's also was a nice thing about Regan, is he's clean and you don't even notice it.
Yeah. It's
I'll
weird.
Tell you, I saw his strange comedy stand-up, but he's clean and he's good, was Jerry Seinfeld.
Just hilarious, dude.
Just also, totally different. And he goes, I remember one line, because it was in a nice theater in Huntsville, and he goes, look, money doesn't buy happiness. He goes, sure, I'm happier than y'all, but it doesn't buy happiness. And I just thought that was a classic line, because he's walking around in just a nice-ass suit, nice-ass shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Jim Gaffigan early on was super clean and still funny.
He's not clean anymore?
No, I mean, he's way more edgy than he used to be, and he's still not.
Okay.
He likes the idea that families come to his show,
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I agree.
Joe Rogan is good. I stopped watching listening to his podcast, though, because he did something that I don't like, is that you listen to hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of Joe Rogan, hearing him talk about his act that he's working on. You go see him, and you're like, oh, I've heard you talk about this on your podcast. It's just material from his podcast. And I'm like, it's not as funny. So I stopped listening to his podcast so I can enjoy his comedy.
Yeah,
See, I'm just the opposite. I think his podcast is so fascinating, and I think he's such a good interviewer that I watch the podcast in lieu of the comedy. And I think he's very funny, but I think he's great as putting people on the spot and, just kind of bridging those interesting subjects that I find interesting. And I love when he goes down the DMT rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
Which is every week.
Yeah, you're right, Terry. The Aristocrats is a great documentary. And Bob Saget's got he was another comedian. Bob Saget kills in that. But yeah, Red Fox, my grandfather, who was one of the cleanest men ever. I never heard my grandpa swear more than maybe once or twice in my life. He had a lot of old comedy records, and he loved Red Fox. I listened to a lot of his stuff early on. But you know what, folks? I do got to wrap this up. I got to pee now. SKL is coming up. I want to be able to go hang out over there. But yeah, this took a second wind. I'm enjoy y'all.
Thanks, Duty, for that.
Part two of hanging out. O-Tip again, congrats. As I mentioned, I will get the beluga out to you. And
Nice.
yeah. So real quick, Duty, you go on Saturdays and Tuesdays, right? 7 a.m.
Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Tuesdays, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. And then Javon, as we all know, goes on Friday nights at
7:45 Central.
You're
30
thinking
minutes
about
after
dialing it
noon.
back?
What's that?
You're thinking about moving it up just a little bit, maybe?
I did. I moved it to 7:45, and I'll probably creep it up a little bit more as we get further into it,
Perfect.
just to give us more time before you guys.
Oh, dude, I could keep going and going and going. Silver Streak was awesome. But then, yeah, tomorrow we started talking about it. Stella goes live that's 3:30 my time. That's 4:30 Mountain because she's in Utah. Do the math there, folks. Stella's got an awesome live stream. And then tomorrow night, I think Edgy Merkin.
Merkin goes at 9 Central, and I think we'll find out probably tonight with Big Red if Christine and Peter are going live and if Justin's going live. I'm not sure if they are because they didn't last week, but we'll probably find out later tonight from JB.
Right, but if you guys have not tuned into Shane and Grapefruit Panda spitting it together. Yeah, Grateful Panic.
That is must-see TV, guys. For Sunday night, I'm so glad they do it when they do, and I'll sit up and fall asleep on the couch, which sucks for Monday morning, but they're hilarious.
Ed, also, thank you. Ed,
you're amazing.
You're mighty kind, Terry. Gary, thanks for coming back and not heckling us too, Ed. Who's Grapefruit? Grapefruit Panda, aka Grateful Panic.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. I'll end it with this because I always kiss his ass, and rightfully so. John, Grateful Panic, is who I met 90+% of the people that I'm closest with now. Is I met through Grooves Day Night Live. Javon, that was the first place I ever talked to you. Joe, that was ever the place first. Maddie, Nuz, Jason Brown, the very first person I ever talked to. Jason Brown, followed by very close second, Forrest, Josh Branson, Maddie, everybody that I'm Jake, Jack Slungs, everybody that I've been close with over these last little while. I owe it to John and Grooves Day Night Live.
I used to kid him about being the Pied Piper of the community, bringing people together, you know? And newsflash, it won't be too long when Grooves Day Night Lives comes back. So I think everybody that hasn't, that's new to the community gets to experience that. It's more of a, like I would say a self-help session, but it's a fellowship health session more than a live stream. And they're just awesome.
Not the very first time, but I remember he's also the inspiration between, with Knives Live with just doing a continuous podcast. But he'd start at whatever time. I'd go to bed. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. my time, or like randomly get up in the middle of the night to go get something to drink and see that John's still on, and it's just him and Nuz just literally talking. And then I'd hop in and start talking with him and got to know John like that, where there's no one else left, but John was just still going. Sometimes it would be 20 minutes of just him looking down at his phone, just looking up every once in a little bit to see if anyone was still there. But yeah, so awesome to hear that he's going to be coming back. We all kind of anticipated, but in the meantime, seeing him on with Edgy American, they're great. So I'll be tuning in for that. Well, I gotta say him twice. He's that big. So Any hoodles, folks. Appreciate y'all hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, good to meet you guys.
Appreciate you letting us hang out.
Joe, thanks for hanging out all night.
Thanks for having me.
Evan, it has been a pleasure.
Yes,
And
sir.
Yvonne, as always. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all soon.
Love you guys.